All right, hello, 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 friends. Welcome in, welcome in. Seru, I see you are here. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, it is a Friday. So, welcome to everybody who's joining us. This is our second actual digital session of the Wildlands campaign. We have got the full crew here tonight, which we're very excited for. We're only going to play until maybe like 10:30, 11. It just kind of depends on when we find a good stopping point. I'd say 11 Eastern is going to be like the absolute dead last because we have 4 hours of driving tomorrow to meet some relatives. So, you guys know how it works with the characters. Links will be coming up so you can take a look at them as you see fit. There's a new character joining us, and that is Lucy playing, well, you'll meet him in a little bit, but yeah, he's our new scaly friend. Anyways, I won't be paying a whole lot of attention to chat, so bear with me as far as that's concerned. Sit back, relax, and yeah, you guys already know the routine. We've been doing this for almost 2 years now, so welcome to the Wildlands. Okay, so we're going to just go through the recap from last session. Casey, this will help you probably just a little bit too. So it's not a really... I've kind of switched over to doing bullet points here, so we can get into a little bit more detail if we need to. But last session was May 2023. That was our 33rd session. So that brought us from Jury the 16th to Jury the 17th. So the group landed in Kiru and split up. Azaki and Ulrich went to the Temple of Celestian, and the remainder of the group went to the Goatskin Inn. The group sat for a while in the Goatskin Inn, and eventually decided to go to the Temple of Celestian after having a pretty long conversation with not only the barkeep or the tavern owner, but with Grim as well. When they got to the Temple of Celestian, they met with the Azamar-appearing Goliath woman, who was the lead priestess, and they learned that Azaki and Ulrich had entered the Veil, which Winnie is very familiar with, for some sort of spiritual voyage. You know that they had been discussing a lot while you guys were in flight. There was a lot of discussion going on between them, very hushed, kind of like divine conversation, and when pressed about it a little bit before you guys stopped or landed, I should say, you learned that Ulrich had been having some visions, and they had to privately discuss something, and once they got that figured out, they were going to share with everybody, but they wanted it to stay quiet for now so as to not alert anyone. So after that, the group spoke with the village leader, Zorgargle, who was an absolute blast, and he ended up accidentally getting Sybil pretty fucked up on Ogre's Breath, which is a pretty potent drug.
I totally could have taken Bloodmane in an arm wrestle, just saying.
Well, maybe in an alternate timeline when you are 10 times stronger. So the group then learned the rough whereabouts of the Hobgoblin encampment, which is the whole purpose of coming to Kiru in the first place, and you set off. The group managed to stage what honestly was, and that's where we're picking up today, a minor ambush on 3 Hobgoblin Scorpion Riders. You guys, in the first couple of rounds, managed to fear like 3/4 or 2/3 of the field completely back into the jungle, and they have just now slowly started to come back out of the jungle as the fear effect wore off. However, 2 of the 3 giant scorpions are still MIA, for better or worse. It's going to be a horrible surprise in about a quarter mile when you get snuck up on by one of those pricks. Okay, yeah, so that was really all there was. So when we're picking up today, just so you guys know, it is Jury the 17th. And it's about 8 o'clock in the afternoon. So it is summer, so it's still pretty light out. And you guys are currently in a clearing. However, it is quickly becoming dark. With that being said, so you guys earned 1,500 XP. Give me a second. I have a very strange space here. Okay, so Sybil, that brings you to 81,109. Winnie and Bloodmane to 91,834. And give me a second. This is what I get for copying and pasting. There we go. And Casey Ulrich is at 97,161. So you guys know I typically don't give XP for people who have not been at the game, but I mean, your situation was such a different... That's such a different thing. I would never hold it against you. And by the way, we are very glad that you are there and safe. Also, how's your hand doing?
Show us your hand.
No stitches, right?
Holy shit. Wow, you got lucky. That looks gnarly.
They can't stitch up dog bites because of possible infection.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that makes sense. Did they
That's
use
right, they
serious
can't.
Yeah. Because of the crease and where it's at, I can't get it to stay at all. So I did it for a full week, and I'm like, it'll be all right.
It looks okay. Honestly, it looks a lot better than I had anticipated, so.
Yeah, it's a lot better now than it was.
Good shit. Okay, so for our new player, and just since you guys haven't all officially met, Lucy is, he is center on my screen. I don't know where he's at on your guys's, but you know it's the oddball in the room here. So that's Lucy. Lucy's been playing with us now for, I mean, literally a year and some change. On Sunday's campaign, The Unlikely Heroes, which takes place 100 years before the start of campaign 1. So the timelines are kind of all over here, which actually I've been really nervous a couple times because there's been a couple times these assholes have TPK'd or come really close to it, and I've been like, oh, it's gonna fuck up my whole timeline, what do I do? Yeah, so anyways,
Dragons.
yeah, so Lucy, this is Ulrich over here is played by our friend Casey. Bloodmane is Came in the Sun. Obviously, you know Kat and Candace, so I won't introduce them again. But
Good to meet you, Ulrich.
Wow, rude.
Sorry, I'm really bad with names.
you'll get there. All right, so with that being said, do I have any questions, comments, or clarifications for y'all? Okay. If anything pops up through this, again, because a lot of us are still learning the system and learning the programs, if you have any questions about anything whatsoever, stop me. I don't care where I'm at, just stop me. And let's figure it out, or I'll take a note and we can figure it out, like the Goliath situation. I knew what that fucking problem was, too. I clicked that goddamn legacy button, or I didn't click the legacy button when I should have. You know, I dodged when I should have dipped. And then I dove. Okay, so... Okay, so let me go ahead, and so where we're going to pick up is at the very tail end of this fight. The current situation is as it is. Sybil is currently surrounded by, she is engulfed by a swarm of scorpions, and Bloodmane and Winnie are going toe-to-toe with this hobgoblin captain, and the other two hobgoblins were slain. One of the scorpions was slain, one of the giant scorpions was slain, and the other two giant scorpions have not come back from the woods since the fear wand went off. So that happened. That didn't happen, technically. All right, so... Okay, so as we step back into the encounter, and bear with me one moment so I can find out where we were at here, back top of the round. Okay, top of the round. So let me go ahead and make a couple of wisdom saving throws for that fucking fear wand. Kat, can you please remind me of what the DC on that was? I know it was really high, and I'm so sad for these scorpions.
One moment. I was not expecting you to ask that.
I'm almost positive it was 15.
I don't know. In my mind, anything above a 6 is high for a will save or a wisdom save because that's how Sybil do. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. The save is 15. Yep.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
But it's or become frightened of me for 1 minute. So
Yep.
I don't know where we're at in the round.
We were at round 7 out of 10, so you had kept them at bay for a very long time, which honestly worked out in your benefit. Who would have thought that the sound of thousands of screaming rabbits would have been beneficial, huh?
Well, it's
What?
about to be 1,000 screaming rabbits plus 1 screaming Sybil.
Fair enough.
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay, so as Bloodmane and Winnie have this guy surrounded, it comes to his turn at the top of the round. So he's going to make his attacks. Now he has 2 great swords. So, well, he has 1 great sword, but he's got 2 attacks. So he's going to swing at Bloodmane. Alright, so the first strike is a hit. As he comes down and over the top of you, watching you turn to stone last round definitely pissed this gentleman off. So he's going to hit you, and then he's going to use his martial advantage. Oh, you know what? He does not have martial advantage. I take that back because he has no allies within 5 feet. So you take 11 points of slashing damage. Excuse me, of piercing damage. Odd for a greatsword to do piercing damage, in my opinion. But and you are enraged, yes? Okay, so you're going to go ahead and take 5 points of piercing damage.
I do want to make sure that I am. Is that red marker on me?
So, yeah, the red marker's on you. I typically use that as rage if I can't find rage fast enough, and then I start to rage. So, for this combat, we'll say yes, but typically, and I'll put it on you right now just so you can see what the actual normal rage looks like. It's the angry red fist. So I'll just kind of... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just swap it out right now since we're having the discussion. Boop. There you go. Ragey. Okay, so you only take 5 points of piercing. With that, he comes over, he swings down over the top of you, hits you, cuts a gash in you. He swings back around for a second blow, trying to open up that shoulder, and you get the Warhammer in there and just parry it like a boss. So he has no effect on that second strike. Okay, with that being said, that brings us down to Bloodmane.
Okay. I am going to obviously attack this guy.
Okay. You know what we were using the red for? I don't know if you were actually rage. We'll count you as rage right now. I think I used that as a reckless thing. For you having attack look. But either way, it doesn't matter. I didn't have it marked appropriately, so you're raging now, Cajun.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I had dropped it or not. I don't recall. Okay. I'm going to go reckless and
Okay.
see if I can hit this guy.
Now we'll definitely use the red one as reckless.
Wrong button. Hold on.
Oh, okay, that was just damage. Wow. Well, he's in for a world of fucking hurting if you hit. Oh god, that is a lot of damage. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, of course you fucking hit with that bullshit. Okay. Wow. Alright. So you swing down. As you parry the second blow, you kind of swat his greatsword off to the left. And then you rear back, throw the hammer up, kind of like, like one of those railroad workers who throws it all the way to the end of the haft and then comes down, and you just crush this guy's skull in. I mean, completely. You bust through the semi-full helm that he has on, down into his collarbone, and he just crumples under the weight of the Warhammer and immediately expires.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if we add the +3 from the rage damage, or...
No. No.
Okay.
But you can. So what we're looking at, 24 total. Okay, so you hit him, and you can make your move since that was done with a great weapon.
Yeah, that's everything on the board, correct? Everything I can see.
Except for these scorpions that are currently all over Sybil. Yeah, you should definitely go over there and take a swing at those. Stand still, Sybil. I'll get them off of you.
Don't you do it.
Oh,
I
She's
now know
a
why I did
swarm.
the acrobatics roll at the beginning.
Yeah, I think that's a terrible idea. I'm gonna chill.
Okay. All right, so that is going to bring us to Winnie. Winnie, you have a very high passive perception. I need you to make a actually, you know what? No, you don't. Never mind.
17.
I forgot. The way that I do passive perception is so I always have your guys' passive perceptions listed, and if your passive perception procs a roll, I make the roll with your bonus, and then you just get free information. Typically, that's how I do it. So with a 26, Winnie, you hear something very large sprinting towards you from this direction. Sprinting as best as they can through the thick of the jungle.
Yeah, I think Winnie would point in that direction and then kind of move to prepare for it. And then I'm gonna hold my action to attack it.
Sorry about that.
To attack it with melee attack if it comes within range.
Okay. So, the swarm of scorpions that are currently all over Sybil. Sybil, they...
But what if they didn't, though?
Yeah, if they didn't, it'd be definitely a different story.
Not the one he's telling, though.
It's not the story I'm telling. Okay, so here we go. Ready?
No, but you're going to do it anyway, so...
I am. Now, lucky for you, I rolled a 5. So you take absolutely no damage, as within your own dance, essentially, to get these things off of you. This is worse than ants in your pants. This is scorpions on your whole fucking body, and it's tough to get them, to shake them. But you're in the riverbed. Although it's low, you do manage to dip low enough and splash enough of them off of you with water that forces them to kind of like retreat away and then come back up to attack. So they do not do any damage to you. On that note, Sybil, it is your turn.
Okay, so first thing is, and she's going to attempt to say this as calmly as she can, but it's going to be a half-strangled Winnie! And then she's going to, can she just try and brush the fuckers off without, like, stabbing herself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We'll just call that a non-lethal attack. So just we'll say you're using the flat of your blade. So make just your dagger attack. Obviously there's no advantage or anything.
Okay. So this is 1.
Okay. So that is absolutely a hit. And as you do so,
I don't think the sneak attack would factor into that.
the sneak attack absolutely does not factor into that. No.
Okay.
No. Okay, so yeah, so you hit the swarm, and again, with the water, you manage to swipe probably 20% of what was on your legs and abdomen off completely. There's not many left on you. Most of them are in the stream right now and beginning to float downstream because scorpions are not very good swimmers.
Yep, we are going to do that again.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. So, you managed to swipe a large majority of what was on you this last turn off to the point where, as of right now, the swarm is really only about 9 or 10 that are still just clinging to you with their pinchers and desperately trying to get at you. Actually, at this point, they're not even really looking like they're trying to get at you. They're just trying not to fucking hit the river because, you know, all their buddies are now going downstream. So,
Okay, and I think I'm blending characters together. My second attack for that was the bonus action, right?
correct.
For this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
in that
actually, you
case-
know what? Hang on. Does your character sheet say extra attack?
I think that's Aurora that has the extra.
I'm pretty
attack.
sure it is as well, but...
Seeing it all on D&D Beyond is making me doubt my own things. So
I'll tell you what, I'll help you out. Give me 1 sec. See, that's a good thing. It's very easy for me to jump in and take a peek. Okay, so you have sneak attack going down. Yep, nope, that is not this character. All right, cool.
Okay. Yep, then that's all she's going to do, except for, like, try and prepare to bat away any of them that are going to attack her.
All right, so coming out of the jungle is a giant, pissed off scorpion. And it only makes it there before, unfortunately, its turn ends because it also had to double move through the jungle. But it has returned. And that brings us to Bloodmane. Lucy, I need you to roll initiative for me, please. Ah!
Getting up in this guy's grill. His chitinous grill.
Okay.
I heard scorpion tastes great.
You have no idea, my man. I will attack normally.
Okay.
Doctor. I know.
Okay, so the 12 does not hit. As you swing down at this thing, you're like, man, nah, I'm not going to be as reckless. This thing's still looking pretty good. And you hit it in the top of the tail and kind of like deflects the blow ever so slightly. Doesn't really do anything to it.
Right, I'm going to attack again.
Okay. Alright. And the 20 absolutely does hit, so go ahead and give me some damage.
Okay. We'll have to add +3 to it.
Yep, no problem. Holy shit, 19. Alright, so you hit this thing dead center in the back. Both of its back legs, from the ice spreading quickly, like in almost in a small wave as it jets out over this thing, tear the back legs, the back two legs of this thing completely off. It is now moving with only 4 of its 6 original legs.
Not really, bro.
It's not looking good. Alright, anything else?
Not good.
Okay. So that brings us to Winnie.
Twist is dead.
So Winnie will use Primal Savagery and attack it.
Excellent. I expected nothing less.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Jesus Christ, come on, you guys.
Does that hit?
Just roll your damage, you smug fuck. Holy shit. Was that critical damage?
No,
Eight-
so it needs to be
Doubled?
Needs to be doubled, yeah.
Jesus fucking
32
Christ.
acid damage, magical acid.
Yes.
I need to ask for Winnie's help more often. Like, jeez.
Cantrips, as you level, cantrips get fucking nasty. So, I mean, can we talk about the fucking, what is it, the Toll the Dead? Casey, is that the one that you do?
Dead.
That's the necrotic one, I think, that's real dirty. Gong. Okay, so Winnie bares her claws, and as this thing's legs pop off, Winnie grabs this thing's tail, literally digs her claws into it, reaches around, and just rakes from where its eyes stop all the way to where the base of its tail starts. And the entire back of it splits open like a lobster that's just hit the grill. It is still twitching, desperately clawing at its own back and almost letting out this ear-piercing scream. But it is barely alive. Barely.
You better eat this.
All right.
I'm pretty hungry.
All right, Sybil. Your friends.
Yeah.
So your friends do not successfully manage to sting you, even though they desperately try as you're swiping all of their friends down into the stream. It is your turn.
God damn it. Do I do this? You know what? I'm going to make a roll to see whether or not I'm freaking out about the scorpions, the little ones, or the big one. Because what's it that? Oh. Okay. So I'm going to panic and worry about the ones that are on me.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Because yeah. In fact, if there is something else that you think would happen with that,
Nope.
I will give that free reign to you, but...
Nope, but you definitely realize, like, as you see that scorpion emerge, you feel the vibration of the wand fade completely, telling you that all of its effects have worn off. But you did good, kid. Seriously.
Yeah, that's a 0. She's gonna panic and try and get these things off of her.
Just stab yourself. That's what we all do.
Yeah, I'm going to still try and do this non-lethally first.
Okay.
But I have a plan for that second dagger, and it's not great. So that's the first one for the things on me.
And it is with that, Sybil, that you swipe about 6 of them off of your midsection, and in a last-ditch effort, completely laden with the last bit of bravery that exists in your psyche, you pick the final one up off of your thigh and just throw it down into the stream, and they are gone.
Okay. I'm gonna do a stupid, and I'm gonna charge that scorpion with the rest of that last bit of bravery.
Hell yeah.
That should also hopefully do flanking things then. Is flanking advantage or just giving me sneak attack?
So you do not get your second attack, because your first attack and your second attack with the dual wielding must be done consecutively.
Can
It
I
is
do
as
can I do it ranged?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
Nope, it
Can't
has to
start
be...
the second dagger?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can if you had extra attack, but because... So the way dual wielding works is that you make an attack as a bonus action if you use your attack to make a primary attack.
Okay. Fuck it. She's still going to do the stupid, and she's gonna charge this thing. And that's going to... She's channeling her inner blood main, apparently. Channeling that ogre drug. And that's all I'm doing.
Alright, one moment. Okay. Alright, so, sorry about that. That brings us all the way back to the top of the round. Oh god, scrolling through all my dead shit is really sad. Okay, so... the scorpion in front of you is going to make a final last-ditch effort, as, quite frankly, it has no way to escape the shit show that it is currently stuck in. Worst part of it all, it can't see all of you the way it wants to, because you're all still under the effect of Winnie's fucking... what is that spell that you've got?
Pass without a trace.
Yeah, pass without a trace. So everybody here is, like, kind of blending in with the jungle, but, like, kind of not. This is terrible. Okay, so on that note, the first claw, well, you know what, it's gonna spin around. As soon as Winnie stabs it, it's gonna fucking turn around on her. It's gonna try to grab her with its claws. So the first one absolutely hits. The second one also hits. So when you are grappled, and you take 9 total points of bludgeoning damage. I also need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws, please, with advantage because of your Warcaster feat. Oh, no, she fails. Oh, she does fail.
Yep.
Well, actually, you know what? So I guess it depends on how we look at that. So your 10 is technically your high, and your 14 is technically your high since they rolled in succession like that. I thought of it as you roll the 2 dice, and then you roll the 2 dice again, and then the 2 second ones would have counteracted each other. It's not how that works. So it's 10 is your DC, or half, and your highest of the 2 is either... It's not highest of 4, it's highest of the 2 rolls. So the first 2 is 1 roll, second 2 is the second roll.
high.
So you have a 10 and a 14. You do succeed, so you're fine.
Thank you.
But you are grappled.
There's that.
Okay, so I'm just going to put that on you for now since we know you're grappled. Alright, with that being said, it is going to attempt to sting you. Oof. Yeah, so that is a dirty 20. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. This one with advantage, please. Actually, no, not with advantage, just once. 13. Okay, so 13. So you do save against a majority of the poison. However, you take... So you take 15 points of poison and 10 points of piercing for 25 damage total. I also need a Constitution saving throw with advantage, and this is for the the concentration check.
I'll do it the right way.
And just so you know, your DC is going to be a 13. So you don't even have to roll the second one. Oh, you already did the second one. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I just
Yep,
did
no
it
problem.
as advantage.
No problem. Okay, so 25 points of damage. But you are not poisoned, and just FYI, that was half of the poison damage. Because that could have really hurt. So, this thing did get at least one strike in, as far as the whole, you know, before you die thing. Alright, so, it's about this time, as this thing picks Winnie up in its grasp, and sticks it with the stinger, that you guys, and by you guys, I mean Sybil... Winnie, actually, Bloodmane, you're facing it, but you're raging, so I don't know how, like, in it to win it you're going to wind up being. But you see a second scorpion, the one that had bolted off to the northeast, finally reemerge, but that's where it stops. That was its double move to get back. So it is in the upper right-hand quadrant of our map, and... Sybil, Bloodmane, Winnie. From behind this massive rock... wow, are you guys really not seeing my ping? That's awkward. There we go. Okay. So from behind that massive rock, you see a creature leap up vertically, straight up vertically, and onto the rock itself. This creature... Gartok, would you like to describe yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, Gartok is not a big lizard man, probably not too scrawny, but I don't know, 6 foot just barely. His natural coloring blends mainly into the jungle, minus the giant frill leading from his head all the way to his tail, which is bright like orange. He has a bow made out of bone. And arrows in his thing. He doesn't wear a lot, just mainly some furs here and there, mainly letting his scales do the thing with like a single sling for the arrows. That's about it.
All right. So this lizard man out of fucking nowhere leaps up and onto this rock with a bow in hand. Made that looks like probably made out of the spine of a large creature. The bow itself is about the size of a longbow, and it looks like a petrified spinal cord and some sort of sinew as the string. He is truly really not wearing much at all. I mean, like literally almost nothing except for some furs here and there and a quiver of arrows, and that's it. Gartok, it's your turn. What do? You jump up. You have been tracking these fucks for a couple of weeks now, and you've managed to harass them and even down a couple handfuls. But this particular patrol is the only one that you have seen with hobgoblins actually on scorpions, and you have finally found them in combat with these outsiders. You've never seen these people before, never heard of these people before. You don't even know what the fuck the little blue chick is, and you're pretty sure you have an idea about the big guy with the completely jet black eyes, but you can't confirm it because he's got a lot of hair, and that doesn't make any sense to you. But the other gal, you know for a fact she's a furbolg, but this little blue, airy looking chick, you've got no fucking idea. But they are wailing on this fucking scorpion, who currently has the big furbolg chick in her claws, or in its claws, and a stinger now coming out of it, but the back of it split open like a lobster.
Okay, so I think since he was hunting these things, was stalking them before, he's probably just gonna, while on the rock, just gonna crouch down on like the one knee, aim his longbow, which is probably as he's crouching down the size of him.
Yep.
Pull down. He's gonna hunter's mark the scorpion that's holding Winnie currently, as a bonus action.
Okay. That's for your. That's the spell Hunter's Mark. Yes.
No, that's my.
So it's Slayer's Prey, not Hunter's Mark.
Oh,
Correct?
yes,
Okay,
sorry.
just want to make sure because they're two totally different spells.
So I confuse them because they're both bonus
No,
actions.
I totally get it.
And
I
they
just want to
do
make sure
that.
that it's for the sake of a spell slot, and so I know how it's impacting, you know, action economy. So.
So Slayer's Prey. my bad.
Okay.
And then he's gonna take like a shot, and then if it's still alive, another shot at the scorpion.
Okay, so your eyes go from, you know, whatever yellowy lizard-looking eyes to this weird, almost completely bloodshot red as you focus on this thing so hard. Go ahead and take your shot. God, I hope you shoot Sybil in the back of the fucking head. I'm gonna laugh so hard.
It'll be pretty funny.
It's got to be the neck. And I
Oh, you absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Don't forget your D6 for Slayer's Prey. Never mind.
So it's with that the three of you, within an instant, hear this thunk, and there's not even a whistle. There's just a loud like as this arrow, made very clearly sharpened and out of a long femur, with like some sort of plant as the fletching, buries itself all the way through the back of this thing's head and pins it to the ground. The stinger goes slack and slaps it in the top of its dead head, and the claws go loose, and Winnie drops free of it, and it just hits the ground. Gartok, you have another attack.
Yeah. So is this rock bigger than the rock in front of me? Like, can I see this?
It is not. Same size. You can see clear over it if you stand up.
Then I probably will stand up.
Okay.
Probably having heard the scorpion or something. I don't think.
Oh, you see it clear as day. I mean, it is right across the field from you, and with what you are specifically built for, as far as these things are concerned, you know that it's coming.
He's then gonna take a shot at that without Slayer's Prey.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a hit. Jesus. Okay. So you fire the second arrow, and you guys see, as you all look up like, whoa, where the fuck did that arrow come from? You now hear the whistle of an arrow fly past you to the east. And as you all look around, you hear the sound of a scorpion screech as the arrow clips it in the stinger, and you see venom start to pour out of the fucking stinger and onto its back. This whatever this creature is that just shot this thing, it is a good shot or a very lucky shot. Anything else,
I
Gartok?
think luck is more accurate. I think in between shots,
With a +9, I don't think so. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry, you're gonna in between shots. You're what?
I think in between shots there'll be like a second where he just looks at everyone there, sees that none of them are hobgoblins, and then switches to the scorpion. It'll be like that weird lizard look where he just turns like one eye towards you.
Like he's got one chameleon eye. I love it.
Hey,
I love it. Yeah. All right. Okay. On that note, Bloodmane.
You know where I'm going.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Fuck it up.
I'm going reckless on this motherfucker.
All right. Sounds good. Give you the red dot of doom. .22 absolutely hits. Oh shit.
That's 3.
All right, so as this thing is screeching and the tail is spinning around, you actually get hit in the face with this gross, warm, acrid venom. It does not impact you because it has not been injected into you, but as that happens, you swing hard to the left and you hit one of this thing's claws and just completely crush it in. It is alive, but it is in less than 6 seconds already bloodied. This fight would have not gone like this if it were not for that fucking fear wand.
It's
Rabbit
really
screams
creepy.
forever.
Thank you, Rabbit Scream.
It's so fucked up.
You know, Sybil's gonna say that tonight in exactly that voice.
Nope. No.
As we're all drifting off to sleep.
Oh shit, nat fucking 20.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay, well that's... Alright. So, 28 plus 3... 28, 29, 30, so that's 31. Fuck you guys, man. I'll get you, don't worry. Alright, so, okay, so, you bat the claw away, and then you swing the hammer back around, and as you do so, this thing looks up at you, see its stinger trembling, kind of trying to go in at you, and you just duck, the stinger goes overhead, and you slam the top of Zarias' fate down onto this thing's skull, for lack of a better term, and as you do so, you pull the weapon up, and there's nothing but the haft left. The entire chunk of ice has completely broken off of it, and as you do so, and Gartok, you see this too, this guy slams this thing in the top with this big icy mallet, and as he pulls it back up, there is nothing but the haft of the hammer, and within about 2 seconds, the ice reforms as a new head. And that, my friends, will effectively end our combat.
I have an immediate action then.
Okay.
Due to my 0 earlier, she's gonna just Winnie, get it off, and just like brush at the things that are no longer there.
Winnie will walk over to her and just like brush off her shoulder slowly while looking at the lizard guy to make sure he's not going to keep shooting.
No, once the last monster gets crushed by Bloodmane, he definitely put his bow down. Or just kind of, or he's not gonna put it down. He's gonna stay up, but he's not gonna load an arrow just to see what you guys do first.
Winnie will give a bow of her head, but she's like almost not blinking. She's just kind of staring at him. She doesn't know what to expect here.
Yeah, so I don't know if you have actually... I don't know, Lucy, if you know a whole lot about these guys and their character description, so why don't we just kind of go through really quickly. We'll start with Winnie, since Winnie's interacting. Winnie, go ahead and give us a description of Winnie.
So, you know, I don't remember how exactly. She's 7'4".
It should be in your character
tall.
sheet.
Yeah, it's at whatever reason. She's
Sorry, you know
7
what? I made these character sheets. I apologize. I expected you guys to fill that detail
I
in.
feel like I remember it, but that's part anyway. So she's 7'4". She's super tall. She actually does have one goat eye. I wasn't kidding about that. her other eye is normal though. She's got gray fur, and she's got gray fur. She's got a spear strapped to her back that is double stone bladed, and her hair is in green dreads. There's like moss and stuff mixed in.
Okay. Yep, that is her. Sybil, go ahead and describe yourself.
Sybil, standing next to Winnie, is very short, but she's actually normal person size. She has blue skin that is covered in tattoos. Like every inch of her is covered in these very intricate, ornate, delicate-looking tattoos. Her hair looks like someone has, I don't know, put her on an altar and hacked it off crudely. So it's all very, very short. She's wearing leather armor that the edges of it seem to move in a breeze that's not actually there. Or when there is a breeze, then it's perfectly still. Just never quite adds up. She has 2 nasty-looking serrated daggers. One very normal rapier, one very nasty-looking rapier, and a bow. And she's looking a little panicked, basically always. And that's...
I think especially now, because of the zero.
Yeah, right now she's in the middle of the get it off, get it off, get it off. Not completely ignoring you at the moment, until Winnie comes over, in which case she lets Winnie get it off, get it off, get it off. So.
All right, Bloodmane.
Bloodmane is like a 7'9", 7'10" foot Goliath. And his name, very clearly it will become, I think, is derived from his red hair. He's got a red beard, not too unlike mine, but probably more magnificent. Surprisingly well kempt, despite being covered in all of the ichor and fluids from various enemies, not just scorpions. But yeah, he's just a big, lumbering, scary-looking Goliath guy with, instead of being kind of like a stone-tone skin, his skin is almost a little more bluish. It's not over the top, but it's there.
All right, so Gartok, that is what you see before you as these people kind of begin to approach, and the combat has clearly ended. You, especially with your fucking perception, you kind of like glance around the field for a moment and realize that there are no sounds now coming from the jungle and everything has fallen still. The only thing you can hear is the occasional tiny splash of some small fish in the river snatching one of the scorpions that is currently floating downstream.
That's fair. So I'm guessing, will I be able to tell like who's stronger between, like who's the strongest of the 3?
As far as muscle mass is concerned, go ahead and roll a... You know what? I'll tell you what. Roll a nature check. If you're just scoping out the actual raw physical prowess of these people. 100% Bloodmane. By, like, a lot.
In that case, because of Gartok's culture, he'll probably like, hop off the rock and probably head directly towards Bloodmane. Probably... Definitely stabbing one, if there's a scorpion still on land, stabbing one with an arrow and then start nomming on it.
Oh, absolutely. Easy. Yeah, as he like kind of cuts through the river, you see him take one of these long bone arrows out and stick a scorpion, a little one, out of the river and just start munching on it like it's nothing.
Like, oh, another meteor.
Why couldn't we have gotten another druid?
He'll probably walk up to Bloodmane as the strongest and like give it a slight, I guess, nod as close as he can to one. And since he speaks giant, in giant probably, very broken giant, he'll probably point to the scorpion behind you and go, 1 second, let me just get the voice right.
Take your time, man. Take your time. Let it develop. Don't force it.
Are you going to eat that?
Okay, first of all, you go ahead and take a goddamn inspiration point, because that was some dedication.
It's the reason I forgot to turn the oven actually on because I was busy practicing the voice.
Are you serious for your pizza earlier? That you deserve that inspiration tenfold. Hell yeah.
Very surprised. Very surprised. I'll respond in Giant. You snak Kriotensbrook. You speak Giant? And yes, I was going to eat that, but I could be convinced to share. In Giant, obviously.
Gartok will probably respond. I'm not gonna do the giant speak, like, because I have no idea how.
I'm pretty sure that that was, like, actually Icelandic or Nordic, if I'm not mistaken. Kurt, did you not actually learn, like, Norwegian for this character?
Yeah, I started learning Norwegian for this character because Icelandic it doesn't have a whole lot out there for it. So unfortunately, I had to settle.
That's badass, though. You know what? You take an inspiration point, too. I appreciate the dedication.
Yeah, I cannot speak that and will not try to, so...
That's
That's
fine.
okay. That's okay.
Gartok will probably just go... sorry, what did you say again? Can you just go over
You speak Giant? Yes, I was going to eat this, but I can be convinced to share.
okay, then Gartok will kind of put up his hands and go...
Learned from camp. Your kill. Your food. Do what you want.
That is so cool looking.
Yeah, that's just wanted to give you guys, actually, this is Lucy's model face forward, so this is Gartok.
Badass bow. I will look down and take note of the arrow still sticking out of this very dead, very large scorpion. And I'll look back up and offer my hand. And in Giant, I will address you as Scale Brother. And just hold my hand out and see what you do.
He'll probably look confused. Give you another one of those, like turned his head with, like, the one eye staring at you looks. And then take the hand.
I will try to grasp, the warrior's grasp, hand on forearm and shake and look back over at the other scorpion. In fact, I think there are two other large scorpions.
There
dead
are,
this clearing,
yes.
and be like, this one is yours. You can have this one. And I'll say that in common. I'll switch to common now that I'm more in my mind again, my right mind, less fresh out of battle.
How tall is this?
What, the rock?
Yeah.
It's 5 feet up. Probably
Okay, so I
like
can-
6.5, but yeah, you can see over it.
Okay, so when he's like still brushing off non-existent scorpions, but looking over her shoulder to make sure that everything's okay over there.
Are they gone? Is it off?
Yeah, they're gone.
Uh-oh, where the fuck did Bloodman
Thank
go?
you. Thank you. Thank you.
As you switch to Coma, and I guess you look at the other scorpion, Gartok would again just kind of give this like nod, and go.
You are strong, hunter.
Just nod at him and start walking towards the group to try to take stock of injuries and what's going on.
Gartok
I don't know where the hell your model went, but I just put him back on the field.
Thanks, I was wondering.
Yeah, I was wondering too. I may have,
High stealth check.
I may have accidentally hit delete when I had you targeted.
You did and deleted.
That does remind me, Winnie would absolutely be brushing off a decent amount of blood too with the non-existent scorpions.
Are you still concentrating on this fucking spell, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys like walk over and like Winnie's eyes are glowing yellow, and as you walk within this sphere, at first you can't fucking see Winnie or Sybil to save your life, but you can hear them. And as you enter, you look down at your hands, Gartok, and you realize that they're blending in with the foliage underneath you. And Winnie spins around and her eyes are glowing, and being a spellcaster, you immediately recognize she is concentrating on magic right now.
Funny troop you have. Big one.
Round at us. Are you guys still patting stuff off, or are you like kind of bringing it on down?
Now it's kind of like, oh, you, maybe we need to heal a little.
Winnie is trying to do something with this hair.
What is wrong with this hair?
You guys really zoom it out here.
Take a DM.
Sorry, I'll take that DM inspiration, thank you.
So I'll do close wounds on Sybil as we're standing there. If she wants to utilize it.
Yeah, considering the amount of scorpion-sized holes that are in me, yes. Yes, I do.
Force your body to fix itself.
What? Oh, you're gonna... Oh, yeah. As long as they're gone. I don't want it to heal with, like, a scorpion inside me. Please, not.
No, they're gone. They're gone.
I can still feel them.
No, you can't.
What about the one inside her skull? Because she didn't repair the one I gave her.
No.
Her eyes widen a little bit. Because I'm going with that fucking 0 on this check. Her eyes widen a little bit. She looks a little panicky.
In giant, Winnie will say, Emig, she's this close to getting lost.
Gartok would absolutely behind that go.
But she's standing still.
She is standing still. He's got
I don't have a secret language anymore.
So, honestly, it's for the best.
Okay. So in common, Winnie will say, he was trying to lighten the mood. There's nothing in your head. There's something in your head. It's your brain. And that's it.
Yes, brain. Tasty part.
I don't think he's gonna eat you. Maybe let's go back to town.
Skill brother and I have to harvest first.
Yes, please do.
So,
We must be properly introduced as well.
just for quick clarification's sake, everybody is well aware that it is damn near 9 at night, and the trip that got you guys here wound up taking you almost the whole day. So going back to town right now is not going to be an easy thing. If you're trying to get there before nightfall, just so you know.
Because it is nightfall.
Because it is nightfall right now.
Yeah, so, okay, maybe, I guess, I mean, we can try to set up camp here. Yeah?
Xavier, having like lived in these woods, do I know like, I guess any good spots to camp out?
Make a survival check. I know your
I'll
ass
use my
is...
DM inspiration.
Well, roll first, and then you can tell me if that's what you roll. Oh
Oh,
shit.
yeah, I'm gonna use close ones on myself.
Okay. Just make sure that you guys are marking down your hit dice.
How many times are you doing it? Just the
20
once?
times until you tell me to stop.
I think
Okay,
14 is
so
good enough.
we're probably gonna go with 4 then.
Okay, so so go ahead and you guys roll your as Gartok, as you're kind of like you're pondering. You see Winnie with her eyes still glowing, reaching out and muttering this very quick incantation, and as she's touching, you see this like almost vicious scratching of wounds from the individuals that are being healed, and as you watch the wounds literally before your eyes, they scab up and then scratch and peel off almost immediately, like the body was being forced into healing itself. Pretty impressive trick. With a 14, okay, yeah, with a 14, you actually have been living literally like 20 minutes to the west of this location. You knew of this location because you thought that when they started to cut the jungle down here, that they were intending on building like a forward operating base from where they're currently located, as this is kind of southeast towards the tail end of the jungle, going out towards like the town and the open plains. So you have set up in a very small cave, probably very uncomfortably fit you three gigantic fucks and the little one. I should say the normal one, I'm sorry. In comparison, the little one. But you know that, yeah, like, you have a safe spot that has not been found out yet.
In that case, because Bloodmane has been friendly, and they helped kill hobgoblins, Gartok would probably, as Winnie says that, go.
I know safe spot for night.
Winnie's eyes would kind of dart over to Emig to see his reaction.
Yeah, I suppose at this point, like, in our progression, might be a little wary of that. Maybe roll like an insight check on that. For
Yeah, go ahead, give me an insight check.
Okay. It won't be good. I'm gonna try.
Mine would have been good, but I'm too busy.
Hey, that's pretty good for me. This is pretty good for me.
All right, 14. So, Gartok, you can send me a message if you want to privately, and just let me know if there are any nefarious intentions outside of, hey, I have a place to sleep.
No, Gartok is
No,
not.
just totally. Okay, so yeah.
He does not understand lying.
So Bloodmane, you kind of like, you eye this guy up and down, and you watch his mannerisms, and though it's really hard, so you thought it was hard reading Dragonborn. Dragonborn are 10 times more emotional when they speak compared to how cold and callous this thing is when it says stuff, but it has spoken so far in like very literal truths and necessity so far, and as you hear him say this, you're just like, okay, if it wanted to kill us, it would have just gunned us down, because I watched what it did to those fucking scorpions. It didn't even, I mean, it saved Winnie, flat out, and now it wants to harvest and eat everything on this field. So, and what you know of lizard men in general is that they will eat anything they kill, full stop. That includes humanoids and their own kin, if it comes down to it. So it could be dangerous, but since none of you are dead currently, you're probably okay. And it doesn't seem to you like he has anything up his sleeve.
I will relay this information. Honestly, just in common, he knows giant. There's no point in hiding it. And I'll be looking at Sybil while I relay this information. That he seems pretty incapable of trying to deceive us, and if he is, he's really, really good at it. I trust this. For some reason, I trust this.
First of all, the dice have a sick sense of fucking humor tonight. Cause goddamn. Second, at least we're not in combat. So Sybil is going to just be. She's looking around at the blood and venom and ichor soaked area. She's looking at this new scaly, terrifying individual. She's looking.
Hold on. Can we just address something really quick? Lucy, are you eating an entire fucking pizza? Did you not cut that fucking thing?
Do they not do that in English?
I don't have a pizza cutter.
Okay, I have your address. You're getting a fucking. I'm sending you a fucking pizza cutter. That
Do
is.
it now, I'm moving.
No. I know. I'll wait till you come back. But next year, next university season, you're getting a fucking pizza cutter. That was the craziest shit I've seen on stream.
I love that we noticed at the same time too. I was like, well, somebody get this boy a pizza cutter. Scissors.
A katana. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
This is in half, so I can eat it like a sandwich. He's
Honestly,
got style,
that
panache. I
is a
like it.
good idea. I dig it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Also, I want pizza.
Roll it into a pizza burrito, and then you're good.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Burrito.
Okay, you stop it. Y'all making me
Too
hungry.
much going on.
Anyway, so Sybil's just looking around. Like she's barely following the conversation at this point, and she's got that like, the eyes are a little too wide look, where the whites are showing a little bit. That she's going to get lost in the desert kind of look, or at least a kelp forest. Yeah,
When
rolled
when
2
he's
fucking zeros for the audience that can't see this.
Winnie's grasp tightens on Sybil's shoulder a little bit, so she can't wander. To be fair, he did free me from that thing's grasp. Pretty sure he could have easily shot me and then shot it. Could have let it kill me and then shot it.
Yes, I could have done.
I'm
Could do that.
Could have done. Could have done. Very grateful you
Could have done. Funny
Yes.
words.
Thanks.
Their heart.
So maybe just so that we don't end up in another fight. Sleep.
Why don't we make a new camp where like we normally do? Not in an unknown, undisclosed area that we haven't told any of our other people where it would be.
Just gonna kind of look over at Emig.
I'm worried about the brothers.
I am too. That's why I wanted to go back to town.
It's
And
too
what
late
about
tonight.
the encampment? We don't know if we're going to run into any others. They're going to notice the scouts aren't here at some point. It's going to be a whole problem. They're going to send more scorpions at us. They're going to go into our bedrolls while we sleep tonight, and she's just starting to.
Trust
Yes.
the scaled one. So
Yeah,
As
we're,
Sybil just starts talking faster and faster, he's gonna look like he's gonna try and keep up, but then his eyes just kind of go cross-eyed, and then just immediately he gets confused.
well, thank you. We'll accept your hospitality. We'll accept your offer.
Okay. This boy.
And he'll just start walking off.
Okay. Winnie's gonna keep her hand on the frickin' shoulder of Sybil so she can't fucking disappear.
while we're walking with him, I'll switch back to Giant. It doesn't matter who understands or doesn't. Maybe once we get there, Winnie, maybe you can pierce the veil and look for the brothers.
I could try to do that, but I have to be very careful. If they're doing something, I'll try. I'll try. But if they're doing something, I don't want to distract them and cause
There is no
problems.
try. Only do.
This one is smart.
He's the smartest.
That's why he leader. Yes.
He is the leader. Hmm.
Strongest in charge.
He is the
And
strongest.
this is how the world ends. Great.
If I contributed to this, I accept.
Sybil contemplates the whole sawing off your arm to get away from this insanity. 'Cause obviously, she's the only sane one here.
So, in
Before we get
common,
too far, I do want to try to harvest some unruptured scorpion
I was
tails.
just about to say that.
Yeah.
In common, Winnie was gonna say, I loosened this one for him so that you could eat it. I'd rather it doesn't go to waste if it's gonna die.
Okay, so who is trying to do the harvesting?
Not this bitch.
Okay, so
I think Scale Brother and I will.
okay,
Sybil's gonna actually calm during the harvesting a little bit and start looking, and she's gonna see if some of the venom poison sacs might be able to be harvested.
okay.
Because I am a scary bitch occasionally.
Yeah, so we'll do this in two phases. Phase one will be the harvesting of the meat. So that is going to be so Lucy and Bloodmane, one of you can roll with advantage, or both of you can roll separately. However, if you roll separately, both rolls will be taken into account. So one can assist the other. I don't know who has higher. You can discuss it amongst yourselves if you'd like to. And roll with advantage, or both roll together.
This is
Would it be a
survival,
nature
right?
check? Or
No, it'll be a survival check.
survival check.
I'm gonna be straight out. I have a +7.
You know, you seem very handy. I would like to assist him, and maybe he can have advantage on this.
Okay. All right. So Gartok, go ahead and give me 3 survival checks with advantage. This is 1 for each scorpion. Okay.
I thought I turned on advantage, but it turns out no.
I have to right click, choose advantage, and then click roll from there.
Okay, so we'll say the first roll is the 23.
I think if you hold shift while you click it, it'll automatically double.
Oh, shit.
Roll once, I think so.
I'd be curious to know if
Oh,
that's...
you're right. Yeah.
No shit. Wow.
Nice.
What the fuck? Somebody mastered this program.
Control is disadvantage, by the way.
Control is disadvantage. Okay, alright. Well, thanks for
Yeah,
telling me a
I've
year
been
ago.
poisoned a lot.
This
Okay.
motherfucker.
So with Bloodmane assisting in the dissection of these scorpions and pointing out where the best parts of the meat is, and then the wonderful level of manual dexterity that Gartok possesses, you manage to roll a 23 and 2 25. So, with that being said, you harvest the following.
It's skilled.
You harvest 11 days or 11 servings worth of rations off of these things. However, they will spoil in 5 days.
So do I just add rations?
Yeah, so add a, if you can add a separate set of rations. You do 11 rations and then just put a note in there, Lucy, under the notes tab that or you can just add it to your rations.
I don't think I have any actual rations because I have the.
That's fine. Just add, so then add rations, add 11 rations, and just put in the notes that they expire in 5 days. I also take notes on this in my calendar, so which I'm sure you expected. So I'll let you know if they expire before you utilize them, which I'm sure you won't. Okay, so you guys get some big ass crab claw looking fucking chunks of scorpion meat, and you are ready to roast. All right, are you guys doing anything else? Sybil, I apologize. Give me just one moment here. So Sybil, for you, are you proficient in the Poisoner's Kit?
I don't think so, because this was all story arc progression for my poisony shit. I don't know how to where I would actually see that.
So you go into your character sheet, and over on the left-hand side at the bottom on the front page,
no,
it'll show you tools. Tools? Okay. So you are not proficient. Are you proficient in Alchemist's tools?
Nope.
Wonderful. Okay,
And
so
I keep the survival.
do you have any empty flasks or vials
Yes,
on
I
you?
do.
Okay, how many empty do you have?
Shit, I got them last time, for some of these. Let's see if they're in here. Hang on, I might be thinking about Aurora if I got them, because I don't see them in here.
Yeah, last time you guys wouldn't have had... I mean, there was no opportunity for you guys to pick up anything empty,
Nope, I'm
so...
thinking that was... yeah, someone got a pretty box with vials and stuff, and I don't see it in here, so it has to be Aurora.
That was Aurora, yep.
Yeah, okay.
Because I know what's in that. I know what's in those. Okay, so with that being said, you don't have anything to harvest this, but you do note, as you slosh around the stingers, that there is liquid in 2 of the 3 of these things. One of them has been completely drained all over the back of the scorpion, and that's where the tail got shot, the stinger got shot. But the other 2 do have some sort of ichor or liquid or possibly venom inside of it.
In that case, as she's looking at this, to me, Winnie, do we have the capability of getting another water skin conveniently?
When he kind of looks around.
Not right now. I mean, soon.
Let's start checking the hobgoblins in the meantime. Maybe they have water skin or other interesting things. I don't know.
Okay.
It's possible. We just have to remember this time we're at a marketplace.
Yeah, but we still have the drug that can do the water thingy, right?
Some
Okay,
notes are full of scorpions.
So in that case, it's going to be... So don't let me drink this, then. And unless Bloodmane finds something very quickly, my intention is to try and use my water skin to empty the water skin and then use that as a reservoir.
Okay, give me just one moment.
So it is poison skin. No drink.
He's gonna point it directly at you.
No,
Tiny sucker.
that would be very bad for my health.
Yes, would kill.
More than likely.
No, will kill.
Then hopefully it will kill something else instead.
Okay, so here's what you find. So Bloodmane, you find between the 3 goblins, you find 35 pieces of silver, 16 gold. One of them had 5 iron nails on it, as well as a pretty beat up stone hammer. The one in the middle had a bag that has fresh garlic in it, 6 bulbs of fresh garlic. And the captain had a small glass sphere, a small bag with some fresh chestnuts in it, and what appears to be it is some sort of it's like a piece of vellum, and there's shit written on it, but you have no idea what it says.
I will let somebody know about the whole money situation. Just the, money situation in general. The cobbler on the roof interests me not. However, this vellum does interest me.
Winnie will collect the
Okay, so that, again, Candace, was 16 gold and 35 silver. And then, oh shit. Yeah. You have fucking...
Yeah, I think I might be able to read it.
I think so, too. Give me a second, I may have misspoken. Is that one of your
Eyes of the
goddamn...
Runekeeper, you can read all reading.
Yeah,
all writing.
and
Read
that's,
all reading.
yeah, that's permanent too. So let me just make sure I'm understanding this correctly. Yep, nope, that is just what it is. So okay, got it. So as you pick it up, those of you who, anybody who's within like sight of Bloodmane, very briefly, there's just as he picks this thing up and flips it over. Now, he's been searching and pulling shit out, throwing these nails and hammers down, no big deal. Chestnuts, who the fuck wants chestnuts? But he unrolls this vellum, and as he does so, the page shimmers with a white light momentarily, and as that happens, you see the white light trace into his fingers and then just vanish. Bloodmane, you immediately understand everything written on this what is a contract. This is a contract written by the Sisters of the Crystal Garden to a hobgoblin clan named the... Give me 1 second to get that.
Small Dick Energy Clan.
I second that.
Okay. It is the Tallowtails. Tails. So the Tallowtail, and tallow as in, like tallow. So Tallowtails from the Sisters of the Crystal Garden, and this is for what is essentially indentured servitude. However, it is underwritten as to the last man. All women and children will remain on the central continent within the Naladari Desert, and all fighting men capable will be brought to the Eastern Islands, and then it's kind of a full stop at that point. There are no details. It is just a to the last man contract. And this one is signed off by the Sisters of the Crystal Garden, and then is underscored by... A second. Okay. Sorry, I put names all over these fucking quests, and I really need to get a good system down to get everything kind of squared away. Okay, so Captain Gimris Mukra.
And there are
Fuck you.
and there are no statutes. It's just this is what you are now. This is
You are...
There's nothing else going on.
So, yeah, so as you're... so, I'll tell you what. Make an intelligence check for me. Because
Fair.
you understand... You read the writing, but do you understand it? Okay.
No.
It's tough to comprehend because there is a lot of legal jargon kind of thrown into the mix, but it's legal jargon that doesn't make any sense to the way Goliath law works. You do business way fucking different than the Sisters of the Crystal Garden and Hobgoblins. Actually, you do law stuff way different than fucking any other entity on the prime material plane. But yeah, the basis of it is that the Sisters of the Crystal Garden have gained indentured servitude, which does include pay of or gifts or boons of some sort for all men of fighting age into servitude on the Eastern Island from the Naladari Desert, and it was signed by this Captain Gimris Mukra.
Gimris Mukra.
Yeah, you are...
You say?
Yes.
Boons?
Yes, boons. You are also aware that the guy that you picked this up from was essentially insigniaed as a captain.
And destroyed. Okay, cool. I'm going to pass this information along, in common, to the best of my ability, to the group. Yeah, Hello Tales, Naladari Desert. Bad stuff. All of the fighting men of this tribe have been in giant conscripted back to common. And I think that the women and children are left out of it, but there are a lot of words here that don't make sense even in my language.
Where did it come from, though? Who conscripted them?
Hags of the Crystal Garden. Coven.
We
They're bad. They're they come in threes. They always do.
Sybil looks up from where she's staring at her water skin and at the scorpion venom sac and back. Yeah, we were expecting to run into them. At least we know we're on the right track.
We need to free these ones. I think maybe
Yeah,
they entered into.
we're gonna kill the hags.
We have to kill them.
Right.
This
Well-
contract has to be annulled.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, we're always going to kill them anyway, but,
All of their menfolk will die to us if we encounter too many of them. And then that tribe is dead anyways. The women and the men. Children.
I don't want that.
So I have another plan. So we don't raise your eyebrows at me, Winnie.
This one?
You know what? So I have a plan. Doesn't straight up doesn't look at Winnie. So first, I have an idea related to these, which I need to deal with, but I need to focus because I've never done it before, and that's not important right now. We're gonna go back.
You speak too fast. Slow down.
I also like slow.
I'll translate. Go ahead.
Sibyl's gonna pause for a moment, and her
Too much.
her expression changes, her posture and demeanor changes a little bit, and she turns to face both Bloodmane and what the fuck was your character's name again?
I mean, he hasn't said it, but it's
Okay, and Weird Lizard Man, and says,
She's hostile as fuck.
I have a plan. First, I'm going to harvest the poison from these creatures if I can. Then we are going to sleep. We are going to get a message back to the others, if at all possible. Let them know that we have found word of the Sisters of the Crystal Garden. We still need to continue scouting the main encampment. But now that we know that the Sisters are directly related, we may be able to devise a better plan of attack for that. Focus it in on them, pick them off deliberately, or draw them out. They want us dead. Their conclave wants us dead. So let's give them a target.
I'd like to add one step in there, and that is to go check on the brothers, because I've been in the Vale, and I'd like to make sure that they're okay.
I also very much would like to. However, it was all day to get here.
Right, so we'll rest tonight, but then go back tomorrow.
Yes, I agree. We must also consider the fact that the scouting party will be gone for 2 full days then. They will be on high alert.
You know, we still have to follow the Scale Brother to where he wants to take us. We're just finishing our tasks. Weird word. Tasks in this area first. And then,
So,
yes.
slight alteration to your plan, but still your plan, Sybil. And Winnie's like, she's trying not to like pander, but she's also trying to make Sybil feel like heard. So we're gonna use your plan, the great plan, but we're gonna just make some slight alterations. We're going to get what we can off of these creatures so they didn't die for no reason. Your part and theirs, and I will find something to eat. And then we will go. What?
We found something. Oh, we got something to eat.
You do. Yes, you do. And then we will go
Us.
sleep.
He found chestnuts for you. You're welcome.
There are chestnuts.
She looks kind of surprised. We will go to where our new friend has for us to sleep safely. Because quite frankly, it's safer than sleeping out in the open here, and this spell will only last for so long. And then in the morning, we'll go back and check on the brothers, and then we'll finish the rest of your plan.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I'm just making sure that we know that they will be aware that we are coming.
I feel like they already are. Who knows when these guys were supposed to be back? They're not coming back. They haven't been back, but for now, let's try to move with a purpose so that we don't have to encounter.
You know, one of the greatest things when we are devising a story to put on the stage uh, is that when you divide the actors too much, divide the performers, divide the party, it tends to make it harder to put on a good show. So yes, they've been off stage too long. We need to bring them back. It's necessary.
I think while Sybil like turned to Bloodmane and continued talking about stuff that Gartok didn't understand, he just turned around and like looked for the nearest hobgoblin corpse to like try and see if he could get like an arm or something to bite.
Oh
Wait.
fuck yeah! No, you've got full meat, my friend. I mean, they're a little on the scrawny side, as jungle is not their home turf, so they're a little bit on the malnourished side. But there's definitely plenty of meat to at least sustain you. So yeah, you guys like turn around and Gartok has like torn off the leathers on one of them, completely peeled through them, and is just like eating away at like the upper like pecs and into the bicep of one of them, just nonchalantly.
As we turn, Winnie she would have noticed that Gartok's having a difficult time like following conversation, so she would switch to Draconic and start with, "Is this your common tongue? Is this your tongue?"
I think that is actually because there's no lizard
Yep,
folk actual
it
tongue.
is. It is. Yeah, I'm looking at your languages
Draconic.
right now. Draconic is your common tongue. You share a language with the dragon folk. You're just a much lesser being. It's okay though. You know what? Good thing. Good thing for you. You got one being lesser than you, and that's kobolds.
And now hobgoblins.
And now I'm going.
He will kind of like perk up at that and kind of turn around and go,
You speak my language.
I made it a point to speak many languages. Yes.
She did, in fact.
I speak a few.
You do very well. We would like to take you up on your offer of a place to stay, but first we would like to get the food here, and then follow you to the safe space. And in the morning, we have other party members we need to check on, and you're welcome to come with us.
So, really quickly, before I also forget here, as far as the loot was concerned, there was also a small glass orb. Thank you, Bloodmane. So there was just a small glass orb. You pick it up, and it's literally just almost in a perfectly spherical piece of glass. You have no fucking idea ifs, ands, or what's about it.
Very suspiciously at it. It's too round. It's too glass. I'm going to Sybil and offer it to her.
Here, take this. I hate it.
Sybil's gonna take it reflexively, which is probably a bad reflex to have, but she's still gonna do it.
It's like, yeah, it's like having a child, like having a toddler who hands you something brown.
Yeah, it doesn't scream outright, but you definitely hear your hands squeak against it, and you're just like, for a moment, you're just like, oh fuck.
Oh, this makes a familiar sound. Okay.
Fear is all I know.
You know, I still have rat screams underlined like 6 times in my notes. So rat screams, rabbit screams.
Beautiful.
This is just Sybil's hell. So she's gonna take it. She's just gonna look at it briefly and then just drop it into the pouch at her hip to deal with later.
Okay, so you can add, so Sybil, you can add it's an arcane focus, crystal orb. There should be one in there for crystal orb. You can just type
So
crystal orb, glass orb.
exactly what I should have. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're a caster
then I
now.
do
You've got a
wanna-
fear wand.
Yeah, that's fair. I do want to try and do the try and get poison sacks into the water skin.
Okay. Go ahead and so go ahead. So you empty your water skin. It is now empty. Go ahead and roll.
I'm going
it
to
is-
question
go ahead.
if I can, or propose, see if there's any way I can use sleight of hand at all to try and just steadily not puncture this thing.
So puncturing isn't the difficult part. The difficult part is because they've all injected venom at some point. So these things are not completely full. So as you are kind of like holding it up to what light you have left in the day, as it is very rapidly approaching dark now. You manage to get your dagger in the one side, which it goes through no problem. It's like a giant crab claw, and as you tilt it to the side, the venom just kind of drips out until you get a steady stream. As far as sleight of hand, no, you cannot use that for this check, but I will allow you a dexterity check in order to pour it carefully into your water skin.
That is so much better than the survival check I was trying desperately to avoid, so I'll take it. So flat dex check.
Yes, please.
Of course, of fucking course. This is what I'm supposed to be good at.
Okay. Give me 1 sec.
The dice are mean tonight.
So, please, you guys quadruple fucking critted my entire field worth of monsters. I don't want to hear shit.
The dice are mean to Sybil tonight.
I'll accept that. Okay, so you have gained the equivalent of 2 vials of basic poison. The issue was not that you didn't get the liquid in, it's that you didn't get all of the water out of the water skin, so it has diluted the poison that could have potentially been stronger. So you can add just 2 basic poison vials to your inventory.
Okay. Should I just put... I'm just gonna put that in with the water skin in the notes, if that's okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Okay.
Sure. Yep, no problem. And it's a really easy thing to pull up when it's time to use it. It's a DC 10 con or take 1d4 points of damage additional. Okay. All right. So that's that. Also, it is an injury poison, just so you know, and it lasts for 1 minute after you apply it to a weapon. Okay. So, with that being said, I assume that at this point you guys are now heading back towards the camp that the lizard man has claimed is perfectly safe and definitely not meant for cannibalizing his new friends, right?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, definitely. Not worried at all. Nobody in sight check there. Yeah.
It's about the friends you eat along the way.
All right.
Awesome. I love that.
All right. Okay, so you guys, for the sake of brevity, you do move successfully towards Gartok's camp. You arrive, and as you would have suspected, as soon as you enter the thick of what is the jungle, the night truly begins to take over. As now it's pushing probably 9:30, 9:45. Even in the summer, with how far north you are, it's still pretty dark, and with the dense canopy, which was already making it seem kind of like nighttime, it is very, very dark. The mosquitoes are out in full force. They are biting every fucking chance they can get. You do finally, though, arrive, Gartok, at the small... it's a small cave mouth, essentially built into what was a massive boulder. And sure as shit, it's only fit for about 3 people. However, you have also, because you are a big fella yourself, built a small lean-to outside of the cave mouth that kind of attaches to the side of it via mud and your own excrement. So there's large like banana leaves and coca leaves that kind of hang off and create the top of it. And yep, bring them back for Zorgargle, you make a friend. And underneath there's probably space for another 2 big fucking humanoids, and you just did that for, you know, your regular space. Currently you've got some hobgoblin meat drying in there as best as you can. It's just kind of like staying out. There are some bugs on it, but you know, whatever, you eat whatever you can.
Extra protein.
Hell yeah, exactly. Look, you've got to survive, you got to survive. So with that being said, you don't need to see in the dark, but because you do cook meat so that you don't just, you know, constantly get sick as shit, there is an expired campfire here, though it's about half the size of a normal campfire, which also includes half the light because you don't want to get spotted. So you get back here. What is it you guys are doing at this point? And then after this little sake of brevity situation, we're going to be moving over to Ulrich.
Well, not that I don't trust our brand new friend. But perhaps we should do watches as well, just to make sure things.
This is clearly his home.
Right,
He
and
lives here.
we'll watch over it. But we're in the middle of a jungle we're not familiar with. I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep.
Just touch grass. Talk to the grass.
Grass over there.
And as he points, you see this small patch of grass that has kind of like very clearly wilted and died out. And as you kind of like lean into it, it smells like old piss. This is piss grass.
I'll take first watch.
You definitely don't want to speak with these plants. They've been abused.
Do you want help, Winnie? Not that I know you're more than capable of taking watch. Do you want company? Do you want me to stay up with you?
She's just staring at the grass.
You can almost hear it.
Kill me. If you need to use, feel welcome.
I'm all set.
Piss grass.
Sure, you can stay awake if you'd like. You can take the second watch.
Okay. So, first watches. Go ahead and both of you give me perception checks, please. Okay. Wow, that was really solid. So, Bloodmane and Gartok both bed themselves down and begin what is going to effectively be their long rest. My next character's name is going to be Pissgrass. Please play a goblin. Please play a goblin or a kobold that was like a slave or something weird. That would be beautiful. Okay. So, as we are progressing through what is these watches, Ulrich. So, Ulrich, you have, from what I kind of explained earlier, but just to kind of give a recap here, a quick explanation. You guys landed, and during the course of your trip, you had been seeing these visions as you were sleeping of two rocks standing on top of each other, kind of like when people do those balancing stones by rivers. However, each day that you traveled, those stones became closer and closer and closer, almost melding into each other. And then on the final night, right as the morning dawned that you were going to arrive in Kiru, that final moment was seeing those two stones no longer as two stones and one massive boulder in front of you. You had been telling Azaki about this because Azaki was telling you, and these were the hushed whispers that were happening on the flight there, that he was seeing the same shit. Okay, so you both decided it would be in your best interest to go see this priestess, because you knew that there was a Temple of Celestian there. It was no secret about that, and you guys had never talked to a priest or priestess of Celestian. So when you landed, you made your way there. You spoke with her. She literally opened the door before you could even get to the handle and told you flat out, "Oh, it's you. Please come in." She sat you down, taught you kind of the incantation that both of you had to perform to pierce the veil, and that is when both of your bodies transcended and just were whisked away to what was the veil. What is the veil? As you enter the veil, you and Azaki sit staring at each other cross-legged, each of your hands resting on each hand resting on each respective knee, and staring at each other. Around you, for what appears to be miles, is nothing but open space and the creeping and ever-present sunset that is casting this daunting purple and golden light over both of your bodies. you begin to speak to each other. And as you begin to speak to each other, it is just going back and forth with theory crafting on what this could possibly mean. And over the course of what to you feels like an eternity, you just keep repeating yourselves over and over. And it is constant questions. Neither of you can figure out what it means. Finally, Azaki's fingers snap for the first time, being completely unmoving except for his mouth. One finger on his right leg snaps, and he says to you, maybe this is something that transcends both of our capability of thought. Maybe this is something that we were not supposed to know. I don't hear the calls of Bahamut like you do. Do you have any insight from him? From it?
Is it like more like we're like surrounded by like the night sky?
It is, but with the night, so you see the night sky above you, right? So it is empty. It is like an empty plain for miles. The night sky is up above you, but you still have light being cast as if a sun in the far distance is kind of like radiating down on you.
Can I see either the Talon or the moon?
Fuck, that's a good question. Go ahead and take an inspiration point for that, because that's a very good question. Second of all, go ahead and make a... you can make either a religion check or arcana check, your choice. Actually, you know what? No, I'll allow this. Make an investigation check, because you're just looking up and looking for what you already know.
I don't know if it's linked together, because it rolled and it didn't show up.
Uh-oh. Do you have the extension installed?
Probably not, because I'm not smart.
Well, you are smart. But that's okay. I can see your investigation check on my end. We'll work on that off screen. It's honestly, it's super easy. It's like a 2-button click thing. But so, okay, so 13. So as you glance up, sure as shit, directly above you, you see your constellation, and directly above Azaki, you see the claw. So the moon and the claw, both right there, almost beaming light down upon you, not physically, but almost spiritually. Uh-oh.
I think he was installing that.
Oh, okay. I thought for a second, he was like, you know what? Fuck, this is too much for me. It's like, I'm out, motherfuckers. I have literally brought you to hell and back. And a constellation is spooky. No, just kidding.
I'm pretty sure Casey just went into the veil for a moment. We're dead.
See, that's the
I
right
was
answer.
downloading it as you were sending me the message. I was like, this has to be real quick. And then it just started rebooting everything. I'm like, oh, well, here we go.
Hey, no, it's alright. We see you. Okay, so, anyways, yeah, so you see the, I mean, you see both signs directly above both of you. There it is. Perfect. Beautiful. Told you it was easy. And you are smart, goddammit. Give yourself more credit.
So I'm going to bring up the fact that we are essentially centered on the constellations we were born under to Azaki and point it out to him.
Azaki looks up, and you see his eyes go wide. Whoa. I thought when he said, when you enter the veil, you are where you're supposed supposed to be on the prime material. But that's clearly not where we are, right?
Or we are supposed to be here, but we're not.
He blinks heavy and kind of looks back down at you. And he says, I have something that I have to tell you. But I don't know if I want everybody else to know.
You know you can tell me anything.
He
If it's gotta stay here, it stays here.
blinks again, and he says, here's the thing. I don't know if it can necessarily stay here. But I need you to do your best to explain to the others the reality of our situation. This is going to sound crazy, but I have seen all of your past reincarnations.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Here's the really crazy thing. I think that I was your first. I think I am the original you.
That makes no sense. So yes, that does come across as crazy. Where did this come from?
I had a dream, as it typically manifests in that way. But long before I even met you, I was having dreams of farmers, peasants, elves, humans, dwarves, all of Azamar blood throughout different points in history, some of which honestly weren't even on this continent. And they were just dreams, initially. But then I began to have a reoccurring dream when I met you. And it was me looking at you face to face. But I knew it was me. And then it would flash back to a time when I barely even recognized, even from the history books. And I saw you looking at me. But I was a child. I was untrained. It wasn't me in the iteration that you see me right now. It was, a millennia ago. And I died in battle. And I know I died in battle. Or at least I know we, whatever it is, died in battle at that point. And I don't necessarily know what I am right now. But I'm not gonna lie, for the first time in this entire whatever this is, I'm freaking out. Does any of that make sense?
The freaking out part, yeah. The making sense of this entire situation, no. Like, you have parents. Like, we met them.
He kind of blinks heavy again and looks back at you. But did we? Do we? Ulrich, we changed the fabric of existence on this plane. We wished a reality, and it manifested. What did we fuck up that we are not aware of?
Well, that is a question we will probably be asking ourselves for a very long time. We're not going to know the ins and outs of everything that happened for years, if not longer. Decades could go by, entire generations could go by and not find every single thing that the one request that we thoroughly thought out might come back with different results that we don't even know are there.
At this point, he smiles. And his shoulders kind of drop into his body as they were kind of heightened before, almost in a defensive state. And he drops them. And he blinks again. And as he blinks, his normally kind of copperish eyes switch over to jet black. And you hear a different voice emit from his mouth.
There you are, my child. It is good to see you again. I understand that there are many things that need answering in this moment. And allow me to divulge that, if you would.
As you hear the familiar voice of Bahamut speaking to you, verbally and audibly, in this space.
That's what I was hoping.
It's at that point that there is a flash of light from behind you towards where this weird sunset glow has been beating down on you this entire time, regardless of the night sky. And as you kind of wince back momentarily, as it is bright as shit, you look ahead of you. And you see you looking back at an exact duplicate of yourself.
Ulrich. The situation may seem strange. I absolutely understand that. But hear me out. I chose the spark of your existence a millennia ago. And unfortunately, your physical form failed hundreds, if not thousands of times, quite frankly. But here you are. Your companions and you have altered reality. Yes, that is true. And yes, it is true that I sent help. I sent help in hopes that you would be able to assist you in making it through, but clearly that has failed. This entity, Azaki, it was your first manifestation. I intended it, or him, rather, to succeed at the destiny I set forth, which, to be honest, at the time, was to prevent the reality in which you currently live. That was my first mistake, followed by thousands more, hundreds more. I honestly lost count after the constant recycling and rebirth of your spark of spirit. But there is something important within the same notion. I've never given up on you, Ulrich. Never given up on you. So here you are, in your prime, in the true manifestation of the form that I built you to exist within. Your friends are going to have a lot of questions, but I will simplify it for you. Zaki was never anything intended to last. He was something intended to spark the spirit that exists deep within you. You were never two spirits destined to find each other outside of the fact that you were always one. Does that make sense to you, Ulrich?
It makes sense. Like, I get it. I don't. Now maybe more questions than answers, probably. But, that's my constant state of being.
It is, and it always has been, which is why Azaki, in the very early version of yourself, was such an inquisitive being, and that is why I selected it, or he, to be the one to guide you to where you are now. You've done great things. I have watched you realign the very essence of your existence via magic that I cannot physically comprehend. For the sake of your reality. And there is something special about that. You, Ulrich, are special. And I have given you this gift, and I am sorry, but I must now take it away. But in taking it away, I want you to know this. You are not just the moon. You are not just the claw. Ulrich, you are the chosen one. You are my chosen one. You are the champion of Bahamut, and all of existence will know it moving forward, because I know what you are destined for, and I have never given up on the spark of spirit that has created you. Also, no pressure.
No, I'm just kidding. He does not say that.
I am very grateful for your faith in me, and I will do everything I can for you. For this world.
I am confident that you will defeat the World Breaker. That you will undo what you and your friends have done. Take this bit of information with you as well, and share it amongst your people. The World Breaker was always inevitable. It was just how it came to be. Unfortunately, by your own hands. But eventually, it would have come into existence. And you will destroy it. I have seen it written in the cosmos for millennia. It will happen, and I have faith in that, like you have faith in me.
He's just gonna bow his head.
So as you bow your head, the duplicate of you immediately bows its head also. And as the crests of your horns touch, there is a flash of hot white light that rips across your body. And as you blink, Ulrich, you find yourself sitting in a small encampment in a fucking thick-ass jungle in the middle of the night, and in front of you, you see Sybil and Winnie. Sybil and Winnie, as you are sitting here, you obviously are both in the midst of your watch. It's about 4.5, 5 hours in when suddenly there is a burst of energy in front of you as this sphere materializes, and within the sphere you see this flicker of manifesting physical matter that takes the form of this dragonborn that has its head dipped ever so slightly forward. And as the flashing stops, there is in front of you the hunched over, but very alive and very breathing body of Ulrich. It is silent in the way that it happens, except for maybe the gasps and yelps from you two.
I was gonna say, I think Winnie would gasp and immediately try to clasp a hand over Sybil's mouth.
Make a dexterity saving throw. Sybil, make a wisdom saving throw. This is only appropriate. She screams. As she screams, Gartok and Bloodmane, give me...
I actually didn't do that bad that time.
Yeah, mine was a 9.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You know what? I actually read that as reverse. Yeah, so Winnie swings at you, Sybil, and you just kind of rear back and look at her like, what the fuck?
Why are you gonna hit me when Ulrich needs help? You just swung at me. Why did Ulrich need help? Why the fuck would I scream? It's Ulrich.
See if Ulrich's okay.
Sybil's gonna go forward, and she's gonna go and give Winnie a look like, what the fuck is wrong with you, as she goes to Ulrich.
Yeah, so Sybil, as you kind of like start to creep over and like look down, Ulrich, you come to consciousness suddenly. Everything you remember crystal clear, 100% without falter. And as you blink and look around, Sybil is in your face, looking at you.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Okay, well they're sleeping, so you should come inside.
And, where did you come from?
Where's Zazaki?
That's a good question.
That's gonna be a story.
Ooh, you know how I feel about stories. Should we wake up the others?
1 second.
Well, let's let them rest.
We get a story without them. Yes!
No. We can all wait for the story, I guess, but...
Oh, I do not want to wait for a story. First you try and hit me, Winnie. Now you're gonna make me wait for a story?
I wasn't gonna hit you.
You swung at my face.
I was... Okay. The intention wasn't to hit you, but I was gonna hit you. So, nice dodge.
Yeah, of course it was a nice job. Nice dodge. I've seen what you can do with those claws.
Are you okay?
That's a very loaded question.
Okay, are you... You're never okay. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fairly good. Physically.
Okay.
You are here.
We should probably wake up Bloodmane and let him know. And who's the other person sleeping over there?
Yeah, you see a big scaly fuck just kind of like sawing logs. I don't even know how lizards snore, but it probably sounds atrocious.
So he's like a Bloodmane. He's like a Bloodmane.
There are some things I can't unhear, Kevin.
I know, I'm so sorry. I fucked it up forever.
I like to imagine that it's a combination of that and like when you know the Jurassic Park raptors.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Smoke comes out like.
Ah.
I don't think we actually asked his name.
No, you definitely didn't. Nobody did. Nobody give a fuck.
So he's like if Bloodmane wasn't a shark, didn't have a hammer, had a bow instead, but otherwise they're completely fucking identical. I'm pretty sure I saw him eat a hobgoblin leg earlier. Also, he kind of saved Winnie, so we temporarily like him, but also he's a little creepy because he was just gnawing on a leg.
She's coming down from a pretty... I thought she was gonna run away. So
Why do you just assume that I'm gonna run away all the time?
It was a very intense battle, I'll say. I don't want to... Alright, let's wake them up.
You wake up Bloodmane. Actually, you know what? You wake up both of them. I'm gonna continue being on watch. But if you have the story without me, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
We won't. let's wake them up. We'll let them go back to sleep, I guess. So Winnie will go over and gently try to like, having learned from past mistakes trying to wake up Ewig, she'll like grab his boot and or his shoe or foot. I don't know. Do you wear shoes?
Yeah, he wears shoes. He's fucking civilized. Come on.
That's what I'm doing, baby.
Okay, so you have your shoes on.
Probably not. No. Let's
Okay.
be real.
Okay, so she'll like kind of like shake your foot.
It's very large.
Yeah, I mean,
Muscular even for a foot.
it is pretty strong fucking foot. He's got this one big toe that you could swear is a goddamn index finger.
Oh god, put your shoes back.
Yeah, all right, dick toes, settle down. Yeah, so... so yeah, it's easy enough though. As soon as a foot grazes your foot, as soon as a hand grazes your foot, especially a big furry fucking furball palm, you sit straight up.
And you'll see Winnie kind of like melt down, and she's like, you know,
What?
Rick's here.
Ulrich's here. Ulrich's here. Kazaki's here. Ulrich's here.
Just Ulrich. I don't know. So put your shoes on, and let's go.
Put those dicks away.
Very discombobulated. Don't know where my shoes are. Don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean.
I love the fucking concept that when Bloodmate is half asleep, he uses words like discombobulated, like perfectly
Only in
fine.
giant though. He'll be like common, giant.
That was me as a player explaining his. He would never use that in a giant, let's be real.
You used a Nold earlier.
In giant.
What? It was in the context of what, right? Like talking about contracts, which
Hell
he's
yeah.
starting to learn.
Legalities, baby. Look, you're
Legalities,
you're the
baby.
only warlock here. You know fucking contracts. These packs are contracts. All right. Anyways.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm not sure. He's going to tell us the story. Should we wake up our... Do you know his name?
Skill brother?
Do you know his name?
Oh no.
I didn't ask.
No. I did, but we were so
It's
busy
fine.
harvesting and eating and enjoying
I'll be
living.
the awkward one. I'll ask him his name. Let me wake him up.
Be careful. Skill brothers don't like to be woken unnecessarily.
Let him sleep.
Maybe I should
like-
wake him.
I like the idea that he sleeps with his mouth open, so his teeth are like fairly visible.
By the way, he's got some big fucking teeth.
Okay.
He's got literally like a crocodile maw.
If he attacks me, can you just...
Let me wake him up, but give me a second. I'm gonna start putting my stuff back on and try to get awake as much as I can.
Okay. Yep, easy enough. You don your garb, which takes all of 5-6 minutes, and then you kind of crawl over to Scale Brother, whose mouth is wide open like a crocodile, who is just basking in the sun and breathing like a raptor humanoid thing.
I'm going to take food, which is customary for waking up a Goliath at least, and put it close to his face. Not too close, I'm not touching with it. But I want to give him a good whiff of some solid scorpion type,
Yeah,
food.
so Lucy, I rolled your passive perception, and you succeeded with a 16, which is awesome. So you immediately, in the midst of whatever hunting dreams or self-preservation dreams you're having, you smell raw scorpion meat, and your eyes, boom, flicker open, and as you do so, there is an instinctual lash upwards towards the scorpion chunk, and he grabs it and just hungrily gobbles it down, and he is from absolutely, there is no in between. It's not even like sleepy time tea sleepy. He is like dead asleep and then boom, completely awake. Thank you for food.
Yeah, real glad that you...
I also prefer to be woken by food rather than bad news. But I shall not dwell on this. Yes. We shall continue. Scale brother, hello.
Thankfully, Bloodmane has a little bit more civility than the lizard folk.
That was super backhanded there. All right.
And Ulrich, by the way, you see all of this unfolding. You're just like, what in the fuck?
Have I seen Ulrich yet? Have I actually laid eyes on Ulrich? Because I was mostly listening to Winnie and being very tired.
So I would have assumed that you and Gortok were inside the actual cave structure, and the other two were outside, and Ulrich was also outside. So you probably haven't seen. Oh, you know what though? You've got that fucking demon vision. Hang on a second. Yeah, so your because it's pitch black out, your shades of red begin to take over, and as you look outwards, past, even just in glancing, past Winnie and past Sybil, you definitely see Ulrich kind of sitting crisscross on a small log outside, just kind of waiting. And you see him there. I mean, he looks just like you would remembered, except his face looks pretty concerned.
Okay, so after feeding the lizard man, as it were, right? I'm gonna let him try to wake up on his own, and I'm going to go and try to give Ulrich a hug. I missed Ulrich. I like him. I like this guy.
Yeah, Gartic would probably finish eating whatever it was. Also raptor style, no hands needed.
Glug glug, bitch.
When after he finishes eating, she's gonna say, "I'm sorry, but another one of our friends has joined us, and since this is your home, I wanted to make sure you were aware of his presence. Also, I feel terrible because I'm usually better about this, but what can we call you?" And she would have said that in Draconic.
You call me Gartok. Why you feel bad?
Well, Emig wasn't real happy that I woke him up. Oh, you mean about your name?
You feel like this. How you feel bad?
I felt guilty for not asking.
Why?
Because it's where I come
So how friend find camp?
I don't know. We're gonna go find out. Do you wanna find out with?
Yes. Keep hidden from Goblin.
Okay. She has no idea what you're talking about, so she goes outside.
Just one thing, Casey, just so you're aware, and I showed this last time, but I know that you weren't here, so I just wanted to share. This is the holy symbol of Celestian. This is what you would have seen outside of that temple before you had walked in. Just for reference, it is in your, it should be in your handouts tab, but that's that. Okay.
Cool.
So, here's something fun I discovered on my character sheet. I can't see in the dark. But I do have blind vision. I do have blind sight for 10 feet.
Exactly, which means anything within 10 feet of you, including if it's invisible, you fucking see it. Period. Full stop. Done. End of story. As long as it has not successfully stealthed from you, but you have a crazy perception, so the odds of that are pretty slim. You smell that bitch. Okay, sorry.
I guess I just kind of.
Can you guys hear me?
Winnie.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, it's bugging out really bad, so this is making sure. As long as you can hear me, that's fine.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, you sound clear, my friend. All right, so at this point, Gartok, and we gave the description earlier, so Gartok and Bloodmane finally creep out from this weird cave. Sybil, I assume that you've been sitting out here pretty much this whole time like, yo, what the fuck? Kind of like hanging out with Ulrich.
So Sybil said that she was going to kind of go back and kind of vaguely keep watch, but what she's really doing is just trying to do the breathing things that Azaki had taught her and not freak out about all of this shit. So yeah, that's what she's doing. So she's also sitting cross-legged.
Okay. All right. So everybody comes out.
Rick is kind of just doing like a pace back and forth. Like he's actually like almost worn a tread. He's not really deviated. It's been like the same 6 steps one way, 6 steps another way, 6 steps one way, 6 steps another way.
Going in for the hug. Going in for the hug. missed you.
How long have I been gone? Because that's a thing that can happen.
That is.
Because it feels like a
question.
really, really long time.
Yes, it does.
Hugging while telling.
It was not 3 weeks this time. It's been like a day less. We made it out here. That's about it.
It felt like 2 years, 3, 8 years. What are numbers?
What?
He missed you.
What are numbers?
Yeah, it felt like a long time. Like me and Azaki. That's weird. Sat
Sasaki,
there
where's
and
Sasaki? Where is Sasaki? Wait. Where's Sasaki?
Is he
I'm-
dead?
no,
No.
he's
Is
not.
he a statue again?
Dead?
No, he's not a statue either. He's technically here. A long way about it.
There's more.
Good? Oh, okay.
Gotta talk panics.
Oh no.
He just has a very stressed look on his face. Like he. So we were in the Vale.
Mhm.
We were sitting. We were trying to figure out what our visions were meaning. How these. Because we were both having this vision about two stones becoming one. So we were trying to figure out what that meant when we got yoinked, and where we were sitting,
What is
literally
yoink?
sitting, grabbed, pulled.
Oh, okay.
And that's actually pretty accurate.
Sorry, celestial for grab.
So Bloodmane, you do know that, like, as he's referencing this, you do remember the priestess in the Temple of Celestian telling you that they had pierced the veil and had been kind of like pulled into another reality.
That's yoinked. Yes.
Yoink, yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then still celestial for throne is yeet. So we'll go over that later.
I like this. Keep making this count. I agree.
So we were sitting, trying to tossing back ideas, and I had noticed that where we were, and by what he said, that when you're in the Vale, you should be in a matching area to the material plane. But we were definitely nowhere near. This was literally sitting in nothing, with the sky above us and this orange, goldish, weird color sun setting in the background for the entire time we were there. It never moved. But I noticed that we were both sitting under our respective constellations. I was directly under the moon. He was directly under the claw. And that's when he said that there's something he's wanted to tell me for a really long time and has not did not know when to do it. And he was me. He's my first incarnation.
And as soon as he says that, there is a burst of holy energy that kind of radiates around Ulrich, almost in this golden flash. And for a moment, just for literally a second, you see his entire persona transform into that of Azaki, sitting there staring at you with the same expression. And then there's a flash of light, and Ulrich appears again in front of you, and you all physically see this manifestation.
Sybil's no longer going to be
What about
sitting
me?
pretty. She's going to like scrabble backwards at that point out of just sheer fucking shock.
Did I notice
Gotak would
it?
Probably also have his
Yes,
bow out.
yes you did, Ulrich.
Okay.
Yes you did. You felt yourself totally just whoop whoop.
Okay, that's not happened before yet. So that's we'll put a pin in that. We'll figure that one out later. But then I got to talk face to face to Bahamut. He essentially said that that first iteration of me was meant to get me to where I needed to be, and essentially was supposed to avoid the reality that we find ourselves in right now. Clearly did not do the right we did not. The path diverged a little bit off to the left, just a tad. But the world breaker was inevitable. Just however it was going to happen, it was going to happen one way or another. And he said he's seen it us defeat it. So,
Did he happen
but
to say how?
you would think I'd get that kind of useful information all the time? I consider this a giant info dump that he just dropped on me that I know I'm forgetting things off the top of my head that I'm going to have to reflect on later. However,
He also talk too fast.
Oh,
you haven't seen me get started yet.
We'll switch to Draconic and translate, just kind of summarize. Long story short.
You speak Draconic?
And Ulrich understands every fucking word. Like, what the fuck is this guy? He's clearly not Dragonborn. Very clearly lizard folk.
I never actually thought about. Yeah, I do.
About talking dragon to the dragon? Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, you were always talking celestial to yourself, I guess. So.
Yeah, don't start with that.
Long story short, he is a direct disciple of Bahamut, and we
The second you
thought-
said disciple, his eyes just glossed over.
Oh, yeah, he's not listening. Okay.
And Winnie, Ulrich, and Sybil, since you're here, once Bloodbane. Oh, Bloodbane's back. Why don't you all go ahead and just make an intelligence check for me? Actually, you know what? Go make it a history check. It doesn't matter if you're proficient in it or not, because either way, the intelligence check or the history check is gonna come. Oh fuck, Bloodbane, that's no good, brother. Damn, Winnie. Okay.
Balanced out.
Well, no. This was not a group challenge. This was an individual challenge. So settle down.
Me and Emig balanced.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a total. I mean, a nat 20 and a fucking
It's a
1.
10.
Okay, so Sybil, you do not, and Bloodmane, you do not, but Ulrich and Winnie, you both understand that as far as lizard folk are concerned, their societies typically, not exclusively, but typically, are such in the ways that the strongest physically and the largest physically always lead the clans, and those born of magic are almost 100% of the time not arcane. There's always that 1% chance that one of them actually has draconic heritage, and that's where sorceress origins pop in, but it's very, very, very rare. Typically, it is divine, but they don't even understand how they get the divine. They usually pray to gods like Meglubiet and some of the weirder, like, more, like, outlandish, like, to the moon, the sun, but it's actually like a god who's just got, like, a tendril hanging down to earth, from the heavens, like, well, this is kind of the way you want to go, and then they're like, bam, chaos magic, eat your allies, and they're like, okay, yeah, so him not, as soon as you say disciple, he doesn't fucking get it, and it clicks to both of you, to Ulrich and Winnie, like, it just, divine magic doesn't make sense, it's...
Let me put it this way. He's the strongest warrior of his god, and got to talk to him.
He talked to Chief.
He talked to the
Big chief. Yeah, that would be like the big chief.
biggest chief.
Sky chief.
Sky Chief.
No, seriously.
He was able to speak with the Sky Chief and found out that a friend of ours was a weaker version of him. She kind of waits to see.
Who's Sky Chief?
And that's legit. Yeah, Bahamut is. I mean, it's a canon god. It's a big pantheon god. It's not hidden.
Sky Chief is Bahamut.
And it's the dragon god, so that's a big one.
Oh, big Sky Chief.
Yes. So that's
There's
why
only one of him.
He's gonna
Right.
point to Ulrich.
there is only one of him.
There were two before.
More than that, I think. Yes.
As Ulrich starts to tally his past lives. Yes, there were many, many past lives.
You are strange creatures.
Yep, that's true.
Accurate.
Don't say that to that one. She'll point to Sybil.
Sybil, who has not been following any of this, of course, just looks suddenly very concerned because it sounds terrifying. Terrifying dragon words pointing at her. So
And-
her eyes go a little bit wide. She's like, what?
And the wind starts to blow around you guys rapidly, as if coming from nowhere and everywhere at the same exact time.
Winnie will look over to Sybil and just...
Okay, what? I don't know what's going on.
Or I'm translating for him. We speak too fast in common.
Yeah, there was no point of Ulrich's story that involved pointing at me.
You was told not to call you strange.
She considers that for a moment, looks at Winnie, and then just kind of, hey, it's better than some of the other things I've been called by our friends here.
And the large coca and banana leaves begin to die down ever so slightly as Sybil regales on the time that Bloodmane referred to her as a cripple for 6 months.
That was a miscommunication.
That was a true translation error.
What else are you supposed to say when there's a direct blop to blop, an A to A, a B to B? She happened to be a C to C, a cripple to cripple. I don't know what to do. What do you want? What do you want?
Holy crap, it's a crapple.
Holy crap, it's a crapple!
Holy crap, it's a cripple.
Oh, shit.
So Winnie will turn back to Gartok and say, I hope that makes more sense now. At least a little.
Man, speak to Sky Chief about 2 man.
You got it. You understand it as well as I do. Yes.
And about as well as I do. And I did it.
It's okay.
And he's gonna pat him on the shoulder.
Being smart, bad.
He's gonna walk away. As if like that was the conclusion.
That's it. Being smart is bad.
And done.
Does this mean that Azaki... What is he still called Azaki?
Is this part in common again, or are we still in Platonic?
Common. I've had several different names, so it makes sense.
Is he gone?
Yeah,
No.
Bahamut took him
No.
back.
No.
Took me back. I don't even fully understand it. Like,
How or why was he here?
He's still here. What do you mean? Why? He's great, like us. He's important. Azaki the Winged One. He saves me.
Ulrich, though. You know how, when we first started out on adventures together, you had someone with you?
No. No, my brother
Brother?
died at the beginning.
But you still
He was
talk
dead
to
for a
him?
month. Yeah. But he's not here. He has no wings. He's a
Right.
skull.
Sybil looks very
However,
concerned because this is fucking new to her.
however, the difference here is that Ulrich and his god are very close. He intervenes frequently.
Where's Azaki? Azaki's not a skull. Azaki's a person. He has wings. He saved me.
No,
Saki is bird.
no.
Azaki's a bird person.
Azaki wasn't a bird. I think that Azaki was. I was raised as a religious person. I was supposed to take over for my father. If I ever did that. I failed at that, but from what I understand, if you have a god who is looking down on you close enough, sometimes the god will intervene. And the intervention in this case is Azaki. now Azaki has served his purpose, and the intervention is on.
Azaki has served his purpose?
That's what it sounds like.
What does this mean?
It means that he's no longer going to be with us physically.
I think that you speak incorrectly, and this sounds false.
She's
Very
gonna switch.
false.
She's gonna switch to
Sybil?
giant. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Sybil's gonna get up and go in front of Bloodmane, and kind of crouch. Wait, Bloodmane was standing or sitting at this point?
Standing.
Okay, and she's gonna go in front of Bloodmane and look up at him and speak surprisingly calmly for Sybil and say, Azaki saved you, saved me, saved all of us, but he was all about finding his balance. It sounds like he's still here, but right now that balance is necessary with kind of gestures with our head towards Ulrich. It sounds like he's just here in a different form, the way we can feel the wind, the way we can feel that presence. It sounds like he's here helping us find our balance in the way that we need it.
Persuade me.
Is this a roll dice persuade you?
Sure is.
Oh no.
Probably.
It'll let me talk. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna.
I won't roll insight. I'm just give me a basic.
Fuck yeah. 25
Oh, damn.
persuasion.
So the winged one is not dead, or he is dead, but he's both. Like a cat in a box.
He's not dead. He's still here.
What the?
Like, I can feel him here, but it's like he's not here.
What do I tell his parents? They were so nice.
So I even specifically brought that up to him when he told me he was me. I'm like, we've seen your parents, we've met them. And his answer was, have you? So, who knows?
We met people who treated him as.
Before we kind of realigned reality.
Are his parents okay? Are they alive? This is something I don't understand.
That I don't, I'm, that
They're
I
at
don't know.
They're at the triangle, the big triangle, the pyramid. Pyramid! Yes, thank you. They're so nice, they're nice.
That conversation was literally a part of the theory crafting we were talking about back and forth before this happened.
Stand. What happened?
So,
Before he came to say that he was me. And before Bahamut went, yeah, no, he's right.
Winnie will switch to giant and she'll say, it's hard. I don't fully understand what happened. But we have to remember how Ulrich came to us. Because that was strange in itself. And everything surrounding him, quite frankly, strange.
On that note,
Sybil told me he was a goldfish, like we win at the fair during the games.
that is exactly what happened. Oh, I hate it. Bloodmane and Winnie, while you're having this conversation, can you please both give me a religion check? Ooh, not good,
Nah.
Winnie.
I don't wanna.
That's higher than I expected.
Wow, that's higher than me and I have +4.
Okay, so Winnie, you have no idea, but honestly, Bloodmane, as she's kind of like trying to get you to conceptualize like what is happening, and yes, this does not make much sense. There is one thing that continues to ring true in your head, and you continue to hear it as the voices kind of like reach out to you. And they don't reach out to you like intentionally. It's almost like subconscious thought, but you just keep hearing these words over and over as she's talking to you. They are the chosen one. They are the chosen one. They exist as the chosen one, Bloodmane, the chosen one.
Thank you, Sybil, for helping me to see. And Whitney, it might take some
I didn't think it was gonna give you credit.
switching time. It might take some time for me to understand how my brother in arms, my comrade, who saved me so many times, is
Goddamn
now
Sybil knocked it out of
maybe
the
another
park.
person, maybe together with another person.
I'm just kidding.
I'll try. I try. Winnie honestly looks a little taken aback and kind of literally takes a step back and is like, well, you weren't quite done resting, so if you want to finish your rest, I'll finish the watch and switch next time.
Ulrich can come with me. To sleep. I think we both need sleeping time. For sleep.
Yeah, I could definitely. I feel like I've been awake for a month.
You won't take a watch, Ulrich. You need a rest.
Winnie, why don't you go back and sleep? You need it for your magic. I'm fine. I have no need to sleep right now.
You know what? No, that is truth. I was gonna make you roll a deception check, but god damn it, you don't have anything. That's the other character. Okay.
Plus, I spent the first year of this fucking game in a perpetual state of exhaustion. This
Yes, you
shit's
did.
fine.
Yeah, this is
I've been
great.
getting full night's sleep every night. I'm golden.
No, I'll finish my duty. I'll sleep when it's my turn.
I'm giving you the chance to say it's your turn now. That way you can go and I don't know, commune with the grass or something.
Do that while I'm.
Wow. That was really
I'm gonna
condescending.
eat a little bit of scorpion meat and offer a little bit more to Lucius, his character, anyways. I'm sure he probably has plenty, but then I'm gonna try to lay down and possibly try to sleep. This is a whole lot of fucking information right now.
Would absolutely take some.
And then in a draconic, she'll look at Gartok and say, "Thank you again for letting us stay here. Please feel free to continue to rest. We'll finish our watch."
Okay, go back to sleep.
Yes.
Okay, so for the sake of brevity, everybody has gone to sleep at this point. Just so you know, Ulrich, I do have a note here that I've taken that is going to be changing your moon, the moon and claw combo. I will be altering it to what is going to be referred to as the chosen one. It's actually an item because I don't have the ability in D&D Beyond to just create a new ability. It doesn't work like that. So it'll be a new item. Just keep an eye out for it. I'll send you a message when it's updated, but just so you know, it is being changed from the moon and the claw combo thing to the chosen one, and it's going to be, hopefully, much cooler. So, anyways.
I don't know. The healing was pretty hot.
No. You're still going to have that. You're still going to have that, but there's going to be additional effects to it. Additional optional effects. Think of it as a very, so it'll be a very Nero magic item where you have this base effect that just kind of exists, which will be the moon, and then there will be claw effects, which you can use certain amount of times per day. So, and I wrote that last time. I did not update the character sheet. So, okay. So, for the sake of brevity, you guys go through the remainder of the evening and you get your long rest. You wake up in the morning. Nothing lunges out at you in the jungle. It seems that Gartok actually has a pretty decent lay of the land as far as this situation is concerned and where he is currently residing. So today is the 18th of Jury. It's about 9 a.m. when you're all up and effectively active. On that note, everybody is refreshed, so you can give yourself a long rest, and that also includes those of you who used hit dice last night to heal. You gain half of your level rounded down back, which I think that actually puts everybody back at full, because nobody used more than 6, right? Nobody used even more than 5, right? Sybil, I think you used 5 exactly, right? If I'm not mistaken.
And it brought me perfectly to full.
Perfect. So you guys are all good to go. Okay, so with that being said, Winnie, I will finally be able to remove the yellow dot from you, because obviously your pass without a trace was gone hours ago. Sorry about that. And yeah, so everybody is back up and at it and active. You guys come to in the morning. It's a little bit on the overcast side. It's a little bit misty this morning, which is a good thing. Gartok and Bloodmane, you both know, especially tactically, that having a good misty morning means that you can do what you got to do to get your shit prepared without somebody ambushing you, because you're also hidden. So what would you guys like to do? Also, everybody will need to consume a serving of rations, so tell me how you're going to do that so we can reduce those from inventory.
Yeah, sweet fucking scorpion, baby.
Winnie would eat whatever is not meat.
Cashews, maybe? I don't know if we have it left, but...
What was it?
Cashews? We had
Oh.
cashews from one of the other...
Yes, so there's cashews and chestnuts. If you eat all of those, Winnie, you'll have a pretty full belt. I mean, there was a pretty big sack it was chestnuts and cashews. So if you consume both of those sacks, which I assume you guys took with you because you're not going to turn down free non-meat items. It's either that or you can eat the jungle mushrooms. Eat the jungle shrooms, bitch.
No spores.
Yeah, she does a bump of spores and then eats a bunch of cashews.
Yeah, she would eat if that's what it takes for today's rations.
Sybil does not have any rations currently on her. She would, however, see if Bloodmane might be able to show her how to eat scorpion tail, because she's trying to be adventurous.
So let me ask you this. Is anybody going to spark a fire, or are you guys eating the scorpion raw?
I feel like, I don't know, there probably wouldn't be done, but Gartok would have put some on like a drying rack if he has any.
Yeah, and it's tough to dry it in the jungle, as it's very humid here. But you know that, if you leave it out for probably 7 or 8 days, it will dry out into what we'll call a plump jerky. And I hate using that term, but it is what it is.
Sybil's not going to try and spark a fire in somebody else's home.
Gartok doesn't care, but he's not going to actively do it, because I feel like he'd be busy, well, just eating, honestly.
Yeah, and Gartok can eat the raw meat, no problem. Look, here's the thing. Gartok has ticks, mites, fleas, and worms all at the same time, so it's not a big deal to you.
Yum.
Okay, so is everybody going to eat the raw scorpion then? So are we doing 4 portions of raw scorpion? Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's only a day old, so you are not gonna get sick from it. As you all pull it up, even Bloodmane, you smell it. It is not rancid. It's not even close to rancid at this point. So
I'd eat it,
yeah, it's like eating sashimi that's a day old, but
amazing,
hung out in the jungle for 24 hours. No, anyway, jungle sashimi, baby, hell yeah. Okay, so Lucy, go ahead and remove 4 rations of your scorpion tail, and then Winnie, you're going to eat the cashews and the chestnuts. Okay, so you do not remove anything. We will just say that those have been completely consumed. As she sits over and constantly casts primal savagery to use a claw of acid to open up her chestnuts and one by one eat them like a fucking chipmunk. I'm sorry, you know what? You know what? Hang on. That's rude as fuck. I should do you some justice. You've got way cooler transforms than that. You break them open like a gorilla with your meaty fists and consume them like any of your other crazy meaty fist transforms, right? Okay, Velociraptor, I don't know. What do you want to fucking do?
I mean, a furball was what I was gonna...
It's just gonna exist.
So as a big, almost 7-foot furry furball, she beats her hands down on these chestnuts, which is very Planet of the Apes in nature, and then picks up the pieces and puts them in her mouth and chews them delicately like a fucking princess. There we go.
Thank you. Perfect.
Okay.
But she's scowling.
But she's scowling the whole time. Okay, so, anyways. God damn it, Lucy.
While we're eating the raw scorpion, Sybil is going to be regaling Ulrich and the rest of the group with the much embellished story of this encounter, and the hunt through the jungle and all of that. She's just spinning this into a whole thing. Takes, 10, 15 minutes and just spins this elaborate, tale of what happened. It's true, but it's absolutely embellished.
Yeah, nobody needs to even roll for that. It's like over the top. There's a lot of flourish. There's a lot of flourishes and spins and fabric flying up in the air.
12 temporary hit points.
And that is also true. So everybody can add 12 temporary hit points. So just to and actually this is more for Casey. So in Roll20, if you click on your character, so the blue circle is your AC, the green circle is your HP, the red circle will always be your temporary hit points, because there is always somebody in a campaign who can give you temporary hit points. So if you all want to click and add 12 to that, you are more than welcome to, because it's 12 hit points. Also, Candace, I did something fucked up with Winnie.
Uh-oh.
When he dies of dysentery?
Nope. I accidentally deleted her earlier when we were working out her transforms. So I was trying to give her control of her transforms, which I have access to through Roll20 tokens. And I was just looking, I was like, why don't I see your HP above you? Boop, got it now. There we go. As far as, so I have 2 screens up, by the way. I have two copies of Roll20 active right now, plus 3 copies of D&D Beyond and all my other shit. And one of them just did not have her HP, which is terrible for me because I like to see your guys' HP. Anyways, I digress. Okay, so Sybil regales you of this story in the late morning, and at the end of it, you all feel legitimately emboldened by the by the stories. So, yeah, 4, 6, 8 gorilla. I forgot about the gorilla the gorillion, excuse me, that ripped Ulrich in half. As Ulrich's like, nah, I'm fine, I can make it through. Oh, by the way, I'll lead. To be fair, that was the last time Ulrich ever led in anything. You only got to get torn in half once.
Yep. Yeah, it's a one-time learning experience.
But it was so badass.
During Sybil's story, Gartok believes everything up to the point where he got involved, and then he will actively look confused and then correct you.
She makes it sound like, Gartok, fired these arrows that, seem to transform into full spears, impaling, it's over the top dramatic. But then she looks to Ulrich, and it's just like, and so anyway, that's why we have to go to the encampment and solve the problems of the Sisters of the Crystal Garden. So now you're caught up.
And Gartok looks really confused because he pulls his arrows out as you're talking about him, and he measures them with his arm length, and he's like, no, these were femurs, and then he holds it down to his leg, and he's like, they weren't, what the fuck are you talking about? Spears. Spears are at least twice the size. I mean, he's actively, combating you, no, you are wrong.
it's a translation issue. I don't speak the dragon tongue. It's just a translation thing. Anyway, so these arrows.
He will then switch through languages to see if she gets any.
Okay, so switching through languages, Gartok, you...
I have giant goblin.
Yeah, I got you. So, no, you speak no common languages. I'm telling you right now with Sybil. I actually... So, two things I have on my cheat sheet for all the campaigns that I run on Roll20 is, on the left-hand side is your passive perception, and then your perception bonus. So I can knock those out, and then your languages. And you are the only one who shares nothing with Sybil.
And when he understood 4 of the 5 you just listed.
Actually, it was... Yep. Yes, you did. Holy fuck. You are the... Wow. God. Why you don't play Wizard, though?
Because next campaign.
That's where I play familiar.
Yo, that's right. I forgot about that. You wanted to play... That was the agreement for like a fucking 2 years ago.
Yes.
If Candace plays a wizard or a sorcerer, you play the familiar.
Yep,
Full
it's
stop.
coming.
Okay. Anyways, I digress.
This tale is an idea that's been stuck in my head for like 6 months.
Stop it! We've got so many campaigns running. Let's just finish them. No. Okay. So the story is told. The effect goes off. It is about 9:30 in the morning. What is it that you guys intend on doing? Or is there anything else that you want to do at this point? Now, just so we're all aware, I'm going to go maybe another 15 minutes or so before we stop for tonight and then pick back up in a couple of weeks.
Well, I believe that we were looking for scouts, right? I think we're going to continue forward. I think.
Yeah, you know, Gartok, you've actually not shared any information about what the fuck you're doing.
And at this point, I would try to actually, in the Goliath way, introduce myself to Gartok, and try to also have him introduce himself to me.
Okay.
So they're gonna headbutt?
Well, that was fucking rude.
Wait, we're not?
Oh, is this not how we... Bam!
It's an exchanging of names. The full name. Nothing but the name. The name and nothing but the name. So help me, gods.
The true name, too. So Bloodmane introduces himself as...
Amic, Bloodmane, right to Bilkia. And your name is what?
I am called Gartok.
That's it.
And
You have no clan name?
Clan dead.
Like my clan, but your clan lives in your mind. It lives in your body.
No, clan live in stomach.
That's different. Okay, I'll work on this.
Very important. What language is this?
Common. I think.
yeah, it's about as choppy as
I was,
it gets.
Speaking common, so yes.
It's about as choppy as it fucking gets between these two.
Yep, Sybil's definitely gonna go focus on her scorpion tail then, because that's less creepy than them.
And then everybody starts to have these, like, flashbacks to, you know, early tier schooling for anybody who encounters lizard folk. And yes, they will cannibalize 100% because survival is survival.
Would we have encountered them at all in where I did guard things? Or is this completely new to me?
You know what? That's a good... that's a good question. Go ahead and make a history check for me.
I feel like Winnie would have known, right?
Winnie absolutely 100%. So Winnie and Bloodmane 100% know about the culture of normal, quote unquote, savage lizard folk. Seeing them in society, like in quote unquote mid or high society, very rare. Sybil, so an 8 is not a total failure. You recall hearing stories of the lizard folk in town, but they always got themselves into legal trouble. Because if they found a dead homeless person on the street, that was dinner, and they would just consume it before the coroners could get there or before the priests could get there to give proper burial. And then they would get drawn to the gallows and hung as cannibalists. And they don't conceptualize society the way that most normal species do.
I'm picturing that she actively tried to avoid those jobs and did her disappearing act whenever the cannibalist issue came up because it's fucking Sybil. But yeah, we did encounter Sisterlock, or however the fuck it's spelled.
Nope. That is actually, I cannot believe you fucking spelled that right. That is 100% accurate.
And I don't have my notebook with me, which
I know. I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, Sisterlock. How the fuck did you remember that? That happened like 6 months ago.
You've seen my notes.
I know. That's why I bought you that notebook for your birthday.
Winnie would speak up when she hears this and say, if something's gonna die, it's better that it gets eaten than to have it completely go to waste and destroy the balance.
Okay. What you do now?
Well, we were out here looking for at least signs of people that
Be
came out here.
slow, be simple. Yeah.
Many hobgoblins attack any in forest.
Do you know where the hobgoblins live?
No.
Lucy, you do know where they patrol, though. And you know that there is a wide ring, like a 2-mile circumference ring that they patrol regularly, and that's where you've been harassing them.
Yes, thank you. I was just about scrolling up a
I got you. Don't worry, baby, I got you.
So, what we're doing here is finding a lost group of scouts. The hobgoblins haven't.
I don't know anything about the scouts, right?
Nope, you do not. You know what? Fuck, that's a good question. I'll tell you what, make a... This is a preemptive investigation check. Make an investigation check for me. It's a good question, though. Because you might, actually. So, yeah, with the 7, you have not seen... you have no idea. I mean, you know what scouts are. Like, your clan had scouts. You were raised around scouts, and you have been hunting their scouts. But you have not seen any other humanoid race or humanoid species scouts.
Only scouts are hobgoblin. God hunt when they separate along travels.
You know where we could find more of them so we can follow them?
I'm gonna try to follow that
route.
Yes, Bloodmane. So Bloodmane, you said you're going to try to follow that thought.
I'm trying, yeah.
Okay, so Bloodmane, make an investigation check as you're kind of following that train of thought. And Lucy, you said, sorry, can you repeat that last bit there?
I know their route. Walk.
That's probably what it's saying instead of route.
Yep. So you make a survival check for me. Because you're following a path, and Bloodmane is trying to kind of like decipher what the hell is actually being said here. And Lucy, you've added a weird dynamic to this group.
Can I use my DM inspiration on this?
You absolutely can use your DM inspiration. Yes, you can, sir.
Much better.
Fuck! So, Lucy, as Gartok kind of sits and thinks about it momentarily, you 100% know the ring that these patrols were doing around this camp to keep things outside of it. It was a regular patrol, so there were 3 patrols that happened outside of this ring, and they spun in a trifecta so that there was only about 20 minutes of lapse in between any of the individual patrols that were coming through it, and this was, as far as your 2 weeks of studying them is concerned, 24/7. So every 20 minutes there was boom patrol, boom patrol, boom patrol. But there was gaps within those patrols. Bloodmane with a 13, you easily pick up on what he's getting at as he's trying to kind of like spit it out. Yes, these things were patrolling regularly and militarily outside of an encampment, and you know damn well that because of where he had patrolled in a circle, that they were in the interior of the circle, because there would be no tactical advantage to being anywhere outside of that circle. Especially, sorry, this is to Bloodmane, especially because you've picked up a contract that has stated specifically that they are indentured servants to a specific group of entities that is you know, win it or die, essentially. And there's nothing else but that. They either serve or they get fucking nothing.
They walk in regular path. Every 50 leaves fall when another walk.
Sounds great, but let's go with somebody else.
Are you, she'll be talking to Gartok. Are you able to track feet in the, mud? In the dirt?
Sometimes, when weather and path good.
I suppose we could try to start with that, right? He knows the general direction. Do you mind helping us?
You kill hobgoblin?
Question mark.
Yeah, but that's the plan.
Then
Sybil's gonna kind of clear her throat a little bit. Before we start, just asking for help with this particular issue, shouldn't we explain about the bigger issue and the problems that we're gonna run into? Besides just hobgoblins?
We must be honest, Sybil. Help us be honest, please.
As you two say, as you two say that, what, Ulrich, what are you doing at this point? Just out of curiosity.
I'm sort of just watching the exchange because he's linguistically a little lost.
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you are definitely linguistically lost. Okay.
Wasn't a lot of this in common, or did I miss something?
I feel like most of it would be in common.
Yeah, it was bouncing back and forth, but as far as like the common languages between the rest of you, Ulrich has one. And the other one was shared with Azaki.
I feel you all right. Don't worry. I feel you, Casey. Don't worry. Okay, so yeah, shouldn't we be like sharing all of the everything?
Yeah, let me start translating. Winnie will, in common, she'll just say, Artak's willing to help us. He has a general idea of where they patrol, and he knows their route, but not entirely sure where the encampment is. But hopefully that'll be a good enough start that we can follow them back to the encampment and hopefully find these lost scouts, or at least their remains.
Well, if she stops herself, turns to him and says, if, in common, obviously, if you are willing to help us, you should know our dangers are more than just the hobgoblins. The hobgoblins are, she looks to Bloodmane a little confused, under contract by them, right? Okay.
You good?
Yes.
The
Under
hobgoblins
contract.
are
Jesus Christ, I felt that
controlled
vibration
by
over here.
a
Oh, okay.
group of hags, and she looks for any sign of recognition, fully prepared to explain it further.
Lucy, go ahead and make a history check for me, please. Just because that word is not normal to the people of the jungle. Holy shit, wow, you were rolling fucking solid tonight, my man. Yeah, so you've heard the word...
It's always the first session. It's going to be gone next week, don't worry.
Yep, exact. Yeah, next session, you're going to be rolling fucking ones for days. So you do recognize the word hag, and you remember it as... if they show up in 3, it's no good for me. And that is what your clan has always been told. If 3 witches show up, or if 3 spellcasters show up, at any given time, they are always bad news. And you know what hags are.
Ugly magic people.
Yes. They are behind, yes.
He has to count out the 1, 2, 3, which one was delayed.
Yeah, he goes up to like 4 3 times, and then comes back down to 3, and just like settles on it.
You know, Sybil spent enough time with Bloodmane at this point. She's not gonna
It's not a far throw. It's not a stone's... Aw, poor Bloodmane. He knows how to count to at least 7.
So she...
The number of enemies he's killed in 1 round, by the way.
Yeah, that's fair. But Sybil's going to go and just... she says, yes, exactly. The 3, they are going to be controlling the hobgoblins, and they are after us. If you help us with the hobgoblins, you put yourself in danger from them. And you should know this before saying whether you will help. And she really keeps her voice slow for all of it.
Gartok will like look at Sybil directly and go.
Mini hunter. Hobgoblin kill village. Gartok hunt hobgoblin. You kill hobgoblin?
Question mark, he asks again.
That's the plan. If we find them, we'll probably have to. I'm guessing we're not going to give you much choice.
Then Gartok help.
Sybil looks back to the companion she knows, like, especially Bloodmane, with the kind of look that's the like, I hope this was good enough, and just kind of goes quiet. And yes, I recognize that he's not here at the moment, but...
I would assume that he would be nodding furiously.
When he tracks all of it. Yeah, so once it seems like everybody's pretty set on next steps, when you'll start packing up her stuff, kind of wait for everybody to follow suit, and then turn toward Bartok.
Gartok will then nod, string up his, I guess, hang his bow over his shoulders, and then I guess start going where he thinks the route is.
Is anyone still hurt?
Me a little.
Like very little. Like you,
Yeah.
as she looks over towards you, Ulrich, she has like a gash on her cheek that is just barely starting to scab over.
By the way, while Winnie is packing up and stuff, Sybil's gonna kind of slip around to like the edge of the cave or wherever, find a little bit of privacy, and she's just gonna take an opportunity to pray before we go and deal with all of this shit because the hags freak her the fuck out. So she's
Freaky
gonna
shit, let's
take
be
that
real.
moment and ask for, you know, calm winds, clear travels, and a show that goes well this time.
You were gone, but are you still hurt, Bloodbane, or are you okay?
That's a good
Good enough. Yeah. Not terribly,
Alright.
not terribly one way or the other.
Well, if we end up camping again, remind me and I'll top you off.
Appreciate it, thank you.
All right, so
On a side
Yeah,
note,
go ahead.
When we all
Yes.
set out, Gartok himself will cast Pass Without a Trace.
oh, okay, perfect. Wow, that's fucking wonderful. Oh, I deleted the thing. Okay, well, give me a second. I'm gonna take it down as a note.
Have we introduced yet? Like, truly?
Yeah, we gave each other names.
Yeah,
Like
sort of.
you
'cause-
two did.
Yeah, but Winnie was referring.
Everybody?
Winnie was referring to him as Gartok, but she didn't do official introductions.
Official introductions are the important introductions.
Is Bloodbane making us all do introductions before we set out?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, when it comes Sybil's turn, she is going to sweep into like a super graceful, like half curtsy, half bow, very much showy, over the top showy, and then introduce
Sounds like
herself as Sybil.
No, that's good. That's good. I like it.
Gartok will probably be confused, and then I guess every time someone asks, he's just gonna keep saying Gartok, and then keep going.
Who is the strongest?
No, he already believes that Bloodmane is the chief of this group, so
This is a new clan. He is the chief, and I will follow him to my death. So here we go.
Yeah. You better listen to the other ones. They're, be honest, but that's okay.
I refute this in the name of all the gods. Please no.
Agreed.
All right, so you guys will. So it is the 18th of Jury. It is about, we'll say, 10.
10 days from the full moon?
10. No, not. Well, actually, you know what? Actually, that's pretty fucking close. But not quite. So it's about 10:30 in the morning on Jury the 18th, and you guys have officially set out onto your trek towards what Gartok has assumed, anyways, is the Hobgoblin encampment. Now he knows the trail and the guard patterns of said trail on the exterior of their defensive positions. So you are hoping that he will get you inside of said defensive positions. And that's where we're going to go ahead and stop for tonight. And then we will pick back up on the 24th, which is our second session for this month, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 1 day, and we're going to do that as the 10 to 2 midday session.
And Ulrich is going to explain to me what happened to Zaki, my winged brother, who saved my life. Where did he go? I don't know. We're going to find out. It's going to be an adventure. Right, Ulrich?
The best adventure.
The enthusiasm.
Let the friends be lost along the way.
Lost and ate, or, whatever. Different strokes.
Okay, my twin in the womb, okay? Shut up. Shut them about it.
All right. On a super serious.
Man's hungry.
Always.
Lucy, thank you so much for joining the crew tonight. Ulrich, welcome back, and we're glad that your hand is okay, and that by the way, you've got I can't see obviously the whole house, but the room you're in looks absolutely fucking gorgeous, especially with the lights on.
That's my office. I have an office.
Michigan?
I love that. Yeah, he is in Michigan.
Michigan where? Detroit?
Lansing.
No, Lansing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's the western border, right near Indiana and Illinois, like right around the lakefront, right?
So from essentially from where I was at, it's about a 4-hour drive. It's 3 hours into Michigan, pretty much, or 2 hours into Michigan from the border. But yeah, it's the western-ish side. It's kind of in the middle of the mitten. Because I can do that now, because I live in a state where you show on your hand where you live.
That was the whole point, by the way. This was everything we ever wanted. It's like when you live in Florida.
Yeah, 2 weeks here now. Rocket still believes that he is very confused on why people keep walking in and out of his house because he doesn't understand it's an apartment.
Right. Rocket's like, oh, do I not have to chew the fuck out of these people, Dad? I miss Rocket. I want to give that little puppers a fucking hug.
Next game, I'll have Lady on camera and
that's
my
right.
office.
That's right. Yeah. So nerdy. Or I mean, God, wow. I almost said Nerdy Knots. No, Nerdy Knots isn't leaving. Well, if she is leaving, I got a big fucking surprise next week. No. So
There, you can kind of see him.
Hey, Ryan.
Oh, my baby. Oh my God. I want to give him. Oh my God. Was that the bed that was in our basement?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, what a sweet boy. Look at that big blue eye. Oh my God, it's so sweet. Yeah, so I love it so much. Seriously, congratulations, Casey, on the house or on the apartment.
Take you on a tour.
Oh yeah, can you?
Yeah. Hold on. Un momento, por favor. All right, so let me know if it gets really shaky and weird.
No, it looks good. I mean, it is shaky and weird, but it looks great. I love it. I love it already. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Oh, hell. Yes. Wow.
There.
It's actually, holy shit. Wow.
Kitchen.
Wow.
Tiny as hell, but it's just me, so I don't care.
No, I mean, yeah, I was just gonna say it's you and Rocket. So.
Is this just your kitchen? How many people live here?
Just me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that's a holy shit. That's a huge living room.
And then that's the actual living room. That's the dining room. But
oh shit, that was a dining room?
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's more, my son.
This is my Goodwill found for $13 furniture because I had none.
Hell yeah. You need those recliners.
My bathroom is weird. So it's got one entrance in like the hallway, and then one entrance in the bathrooms in the same room, but they each have their own sink.
What the fuck? Why? That is weird.
So the other person had their own private entrance technically to the bathroom, and then so does the master, but it's a combined bathroom, so they got away with 2 sinks, 1 bathroom.
Yeah,
but what if you have to poop at the same time?
Too bad.
Oh, okay, well fuck off then.
This is the really weird part.
We can't see anything.
This is my freaking closet.
Holy shit. What?
It's massive.
That's as big as a whole room, dude. Oh my. Holy shit. Wow, they do things different in Michigan. Wow. They ain't playing games.
Yeah, this is $770 a month.
Get the fuck out of here. Only $770?
Yeah, $770. Then after like mitigation fees and pet fees and stuff like that, it's $901 exactly. But still, that's nothing to shake a stick at.
No, I mean that is outrageously cheap for that kind of space.
Like if I were to try and get like this in Illinois, this is easily like a $2,000 apartment.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking the same thing. $2,000 to $2,100. Crazy.
But yeah, I was like, wait, I could take him on a tour.
Well, I appreciate that, Casey.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Seriously. All right, guys. So, Sybil, so Kat, we won't see you tomorrow. Yeah, I know you know how I do. So, Kat, we won't see you tomorrow for D&D. So have a fantastic trip back. Or no, I'm sorry. Tomorrow's Saturday. Jesus, sorry, I got my days thrown off. So
You won't see me either day. It's okay. I'm a
that's
rogue,
that is true. I will not see you either day. So have a fantastic trip back. Please drive safely. Lucy, we will see you on Sunday, and we'll see you probably tomorrow night, maybe for a little bit of regular Solasta stream. If not, that's okay too. No big deal.
Yeah, I'll see you tonight and tomorrow.
Absolutely. And and thank you so much for joining us on our quote unquote Saturday campaign, which is now just campaign 2. Kurt, we appreciate you as always. I mean, I don't need to say anything else. I mean, just fucking fantastic. And yeah, we'll see you guys all on the 24th for session number 35 of this campaign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good night. I'm gonna go kill demons.
Do it. Yes, I know. I've been watching you on Diablo 4, motherfucker. I've been watching you for days when I pop into my Blizzard launcher and going, God damn it, I want to play that game so much. Look at Casey. He's fucking loving it. Hey, what class are you playing, by the way, Casey?
Yeah.
Demon.
So I'm trying to main a necromancer, and it's driving me nuts because they're made of paper.
Yeah.
So I have a rogue, a druid, and a barbarian all at around like 20 or 30-ish. So
Wow.
'cause I have Altitus.
Yeah, it's fine. I got you. We're the same way, so.
I mean, I have on Horde side, I have a WoW character of every single class at max. So that's me.
And just so everybody knows, in my team meeting today, all we talked about was Diablo. So.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Sorry, Kat.
Thanks, everyone.
Kat, did you have something?
Yeah, on the off chance I do make it back in time, there's a slim chance. I'll just text you before I start driving and let you know.
Yeah,
That'll
just
give you a 6-hour warning.
6-hour warning is better than nothing. It takes me 2 hours to drive back from fucking Casey.
It's 6.5 hours from where I'm going to be to go back home, and then it'll be 2 hours to go to work one way on Monday. Yay.
Okay, well, just let us know. I mean, it's not a big deal. Again, if you can't get there because of X, Y, or Z, then it's not a big deal. So,
yeah, I mean, I gave you, I think, April notice about this.
I was just talking to Candace about this. I swear to you, I was literally just saying that Kat gave us a 2-month notice on not being here, and I have already planned for it wherever you were. So, yep. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks, and yeah, a few of you will see you next week. All right, thanks, guys.
Everybody.
Take care of yourselves. Get some good rest.
Bye, I'm
Bye
gonna
bye.
Sleep,
sleep.
Lucy.
Yes, I'm going to bed now.
Good night.
All right, good night.
All right, we're gonna raid Rock of Joe, my friends. ROCKER. Is it underscore Joe? I don't. Underscore capital JOE. Bam. We're raiding Rocker Joe, my friends. Here we go. There we go. All right. So thank you for everyone for being here. This was a great stream. We're excited to have everybody here who is still here. We've lost a couple of people, but that's no big deal. Excuse me. And yeah, we're gonna jump back into this campaign, which is 2 weeks out. Session number 35 is what will be in 2 weeks. And, no, Saber, I know you're here, and I know Rose is still here, and I know Torrin is still here, and Lucy's still here. We are going to raid in just a few minutes. We'll be back tomorrow night. Candace and I are going to play some Solasta tomorrow night, followed by our Sunday stream, which will be session number 75 of Unlikely Heroes. So we have a lot of stuff going on, and then yeah, it's gonna be back into the normal of the week. So here we go in 3, 2. We've lost one more. That's okay. Here we go, my friends. Much love and thank you for hanging out. Oh my God, 420,000 channel points. Jesus fuck. Here we go. Bye-bye. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves.